How much shoving there's going to be and changing on the fly. I'm thinking of trying to get Murray against Gretzky. It's going to be a lot of interesting line changes.
And now Paul Loriot is ready.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light that so proudly we hail that the twilight last evening, whose broad stripes and a bright stars through the hillside, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, when the rocket red flared along Christmas Eve, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say the last star-spangled banner yet waves o'er the land of the free, and the whole of earth To Canada, our home and native land, to live in love in all the land. With growing hearts we see rise and grow strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on a guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
Well, the referee for tonight's game is Bob Myers of Ancaster, Ontario, and working with him as linesmen Ron Finn and Leon Stickle. Murray Bannerman, who performed so well at Chicago Stadium as the Hawks tied the series, is the Blackhawks goaltender tonight. And Brent Fuhr, who was lifted after 5:24 of the third period in Game 4, is the Oiler goaltender, and this will be his 12th consecutive start. Now, in the warm-up, he was helped off the ice just as the warm-up concluded by Don Jackson.
So we certainly are going to have to watch Grant Fuhr early in the hockey game, see how he feels. I'm sure the coaching staff are doing the same thing. We're not sure what the injury problem is. Now, the Oilers have inserted Don Jackson in the lineup in place of Melnick. They have him out for the first shift, which is important for him. And Chicago have Wilson on the ice for the first shift. Important for them.
The game is underway as Randy Gregg dumps it in across the Chicago line, back out into the center ice area and shot down into the Edmonton zone.
No doubt immediately the Chicago Blackhawks make a line change. They want to get that proper assignment out on the ice.
Loose puck in the Chicago zone, and it's brought out by Savard. Savard on the right side of Larmer. He deflected it to the goal box, and Fuhr made the save. Krushelnyski has it go off his skate to the corner of Callahan. Is dumped by Krushelnyski. Willie Lindstrom out front. Saved by Murray Bannerman. As Gretzky took that centering pass from Willie Lindstrom.
Well, already we've seen two fantastic saves by Fuhr and Bannerman.
And we're approaching 1 minute of this first period. Game 5 of the series tied at 2. Charlie Huddy, who shaved off his beard after the loss in Chicago on Sunday, for Krushelnyski. He scores!
It develops into a 2-on-1 break as the Blackhawks Campbell and Krushelnyski makes a good play on Bannerman, freezes him, and throws it high in the corner.
You know what happens here is the wingers end up on their offside. Krushelnyski, the left winger, ends up on the right side of the ice. Curry's the one that passed him the puck. He ended up on the left wing instead of being on the right side. And with that crisscrossing, that really mixes up the other team's defense. Now, Gretzky's line was on the ice. They had DuPont and Murray. That's the pair that they won. Edmonton flying.
Curry and Coffey drawing assists on Krushelnyski's third of the playoffs. That goal coming at 1:11. There's a loose puck. It's Olsen. Goes to the corner. Back to the line. Then Wilson with a shot. High, and it's gloved by Grandsmuir and the Oval. So the Edmonton Oilers draw first blood. 1-0 they lead with 18:37 left in the first. Now, this is certainly a different atmosphere at Northlands Coliseum than what we've become accustomed to.
Very lively. Let's look at Chicago. Ben Wilson with the back groin. Keith Brown with a hip pointer, both on the ice at the same time.
Al Secord takes a shot. It bounces off the leg. And Glenn Anderson starts out with Napier on the right side. Long shot. Murray Bannerman takes it off the chest and then holds it for a face-off. Now with the Stanley Cup update, here's Dave Hart.
The Philadelphia Flyers have answered Quebec with a power play goal of their own. It doesn't happen, though, until Mario Gosselin fires the puck around the boards to the wrong man. Mark Howe takes it and finds Joe Patterson, real playoff hero for the Flyers, in front of the net. It's tied at 1.
And now Jackson and Ben Wilson are going at it. And that started after the whistle.
I'll tell you what, during that scrap, there was a lot of punches thrown. Jackson had the best of Wilson early, and then Wilson landed one late. Both of them throwing heavy, heavy punches. Now remember, Semenko's not in the lineup, so Edmonton wanted to make sure they got a tough person in the lineup, so they dressed John Jackson.
Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada.
Certainly didn't take Jackson long to get involved as he and Wilson went at it. Both received 5-minute major fighting penalties. It's 1:35.
Keith Brown and Glenn Anderson are also going off.
They continued to joust after the fight was finished, and after they had sent Wilson and Jackson to the penalty box, both of them kept going. So Bob Myers decided, well, it's time we send them to the penalty box.
Number 9, Glenn Anderson. A 10-minute misconduct to each player. The time, 1 minute, 35 seconds.
Well, Glenn Anderson serving the 10 minutes, and Sather certainly doesn't like to see that happen because he has been one of the stars of the Oilers, especially in Chicago, along with Mark Messier.
Messier is out there now with Kozar and Napier. It comes back to Kevin Lowe. Lowe on the right side to Napier. He deflects it in. 1-0. The Oilers lead it. The goal by Krushelnyski. 1:11 into this first period. Doug Wilson is out there now. Kozar is taken in against the boards as Wilson and Napier jostle in the corner.
Doug Wilson getting his second shift of the hockey game with that bad groin. Looks to be all right. He has it heavily wrapped. He was here early today. He did not skate this morning, but he was here very, very early to try and get it warmed up for action. You know, the Chicago Blackhawks addressed 7 defensemen, so with Brown in the penalty box, it doesn't really hurt them. They still have 6 players that can take regular shifts. Anderson in the penalty box, they move Kozar up on the left side. A very, very versatile forward.
Well, the sign on the scoreboard imploring the fans to make some noise, and they are responding. And, of course, it helps with the Oilers getting that quick jump in the goal by Krushelnyski. Wilson into the center ice area for Patterson on the left side. Secord trying to catch up with him. He pokes it into the corner, then he's bodied by Kevin Lowe. Secord pushes Lowe back. Secord did an awful lot of hitting in Game 4 in Chicago. Kevin Lowe crosses the line. Tried to drop it for Napier. It was dumped down the ice by Chicago.
Now, what's going to be very interesting, you know, how the Chicago Blackhawks respond to hitting by the Edmonton Oilers. They did lots of it in Chicago, and I think they have to do the same thing here. Try to slow down the Oilers.
Krushelnyski takes Larmer in against the boards. Brought out into the center ice area, and Charlie Huddy has it. Rink wide pass for Coffey. Coffey back to Yari Curry. Curry crosses the line. The drive sails wide. It was offside.
Well, one thing about 99, when it takes the super effort in a big game, Gretzky normally responds, and the Oilers expect Wayne to do that tonight, along with his line mates of Curry and Krushelnyski, and the line got off to an excellent start. But Sather and company said, look, we have to utilize our strength. That's the skating game, and they've showed it so far in this first period.
Troy Murray on the ice right now. He's the shadow. Everybody knows it for Gretzky, but they've taken Gretzky's line off the ice, put McClellan back on. Sather has the home ice advantage. Things going his way early in this game.
Well, that was the thing they were able to do so well in Chicago, is get the matchups they wanted. I'm referring to the Chicago Blackhawks and Coach Bob Colford. It's offside.
Colford mentioned it would probably be a very slow game. It might even be about 3.5 hours, but this morning Colford mentioned that one area that Sather has used is Gretzky and Messier playing with two lines, and this would be a real problem for Colford because that would mean eliminating Sutter, Larmer, and Savard. So he hasn't decided yet what will happen if Sather goes into that sort of strategy.
Don't you think, Gary, that if Edmonton gets the lead, they'll go more with 3 lines, maybe even 4. If Edmonton gets behind, that's when they'll go with 2 lines, and that's when Chicago will get in trouble because Chicago certainly don't have the horses to match 2 lines against 2 lines. There you can see Gretzky having a discussion with Myers. Sather's upset. They wanted Gretzky on the ice or off the ice. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but you can see Myers is just allowing a line change here. Now Gretzky goes over towards the box, the player's box. He's not allowed on the ice.
And during our first intermission, we'll have a feature on Wayne Gretzky and his shadow, Troy Murray. I think you'll find it most interesting to hear the comments.
Well, you give Troy Murray a lot of marks. He's played super in this series.
Loose puck comes down the ice, racing after it is Fraser. Fraser going in, backhand. Here's Clarence.
You know, on this play, Coffey tries to come back and be the protector as the temperaments flare up a little bit. A lot of the Blackhawks are skating away from Kevin McClellan when McClellan tries to be a bit of an instigator out there. They know that his temper tries to get the opposition going, but that last save by Fuhr was a good play as Coffey cut across, and then Fraser cut in and had a real good shot. Fuhr looked sharp early, considering that he was supposed to be injured during the warm-up.
Well, the way this game has started, I think we're in for a very long night. Tonight's game on CBC is coming to you from Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
The box area is getting very crowded. Each team has 3 players over there. Fraser McClellan just gets 2 minutes roughing minor penalty. And Myers is certainly trying to get a good control of this hockey game. And John, you talked about the good effort that Fraser made here. Watch Coffey. He went for the puck, and Fraser made a good move. And now this is where your goaltender can bail you out. And does Grant Fuhr ever do a good job on that one?
It's a tricky little shot when the puck is flowing. And Fuhr is really sharp early. He's got a lot more quickness. Look at him bear down. Look at the concentration. And he knows where the puck is. It's first behind him, and there's the concentration where he found that rebound and pulled it out before it went across the goal line.
16:35 remaining in this first period. 1-0. The Oilers lead it. Jack O'Callahan played 2 outstanding games at Chicago Stadium. Starts wheeling out of his own zone. A member of the United States Olympic team in 1980. Drop pass from Lysiak, and Fuhr deflected that one to the glass. They bang away along the boards, trying to poke at Bray. Finally, it goes back to the corner, and Kevin Lowe has it for Edmonton. Rink wide pass now for Mark Messier. He has Messier with him. Drop pass for Messier. He tried to get it back to the line. Before the run, it is loose and brought out by Chicago. Lysiak across the line. Comes back to Patterson. He takes the shot. It's knocked down in front, and there's a penalty call coming up against the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, the rumor was it was going to be a very, very physical hockey game. This time Chicago makes the rush, and Messier gets caught for a high sticking penalty. It happened back in the slot area in front of Grant Fuhr. The Oilers are really showing a lot of speed and a lot of aggressiveness early in this game. Both the staff and coaching staff mentioned that they thought it would be a very physical hockey game. And true to form, the coaches are right again.
So much John, that we have to utilize our speed, play the skating game. If the opportunity presents itself, yes, we have to take somebody out, but the last thing we want to do is take a lot of bad penalties.
Bad penalties, that's the key word. But with Wilson back in the lineup, Doug Wilson, that is, a defenseman for Chicago, his key is to be on the power play. A 4-on-3 situation here. Let's watch for the big shot.
Well, right now you can almost get a team picture in the penalty box area. 4 Oilers are in there, 3 Chicago Blackhawks.
I've never seen Paul Coffey take a face-off before.
Did a pretty good job as Gretzky moved in to dump it down the ice. The Blackhawks split the man advantage in the minors to Fraser and McClellan, 57 seconds remaining.
The confidence that Sather has in a guy like Curry, killing a penalty. He's out on that ice.
Larmer, who had 2 goals in that 8-6 win on Sunday. Back to the line. Wilson with a drive. Right on. They score on the rebound. Troy Murray.
Well, it ends up being a power play goal for the Blackhawks. Now, Wilson kept the puck down pretty good, but he's just got a little more strength and quickness on his shot than the regular person, and Fuhr simply can't handle it. Look how he lost it. That puck was up a little enough that he could handle that, and he didn't. Nobody's picked up Murray, but the key is the shot.
You know, it's very important that when a guy is standing around there, somebody has to get him out of the way. And Grant Fuhr does stop it with his blocker. I'm kind of surprised that Grant Fuhr couldn't catch that one with his trapper shot.
That's the thing, Gary. It's not your average shot from the point. It's Doug Wilson, and maybe is in the top 3 in the entire league shooting the puck from the blue line, and it's hard for a goaltender to handle it.
The Blackhawks back on even terms. The power play goal by Murray is 5th from Doug Wilson and Savard. And of course, Doug Wilson is such an integral part of the Chicago power play back on that blue line. And he picks up an assist. Gretzky works to the corner, trying to set something up. Takes the shot, it goes wide. Curry tried to beat it back to the net to Gretzky. Wilson got there first. Now Callahan is forced by Curry. The puck is loose in the corner. Finally, it comes up along the boards, and Troy Murray starts out for the Hawks. Murray having problems getting away from Gary Curry. Curry, one of the best two-way forwards in the entire league, and whistled down on an offside.
Paul Coffey actually skating pretty well now. He was hit with that shot during warm-up. He limped off. He's got 3 medical problems, Coffey does. He's got the sore ankle. He's got a sore wrist where he took a cross-check in Chicago in Game 4. He had that bandaged up on the airplane flying back to Edmonton from Chicago yesterday. And he's had back spasms when he was hit by a not a cross-check, from the shoulder by Big Babbitt, the Winnipeg Jets. So he's playing hurt, Paul Coffey is.
And it got very nasty in Game 4 as there were 7 slashing penalties.
Now it's dumped down the ice by Edmonton. Racing back after it, and as it's touched by Jerome Dupont, an icing call against the Oilers.
Talking to Roger Nielsen about Dupont, he was talking about the intensity of the young defenseman. He said that sometimes that intensity can be a detriment because it gets the person too exhausted before a game. You're too intense. You try to calm him down a little bit, get him prepared, and that faster before the game, and he's really played well for this hockey club. Especially Brown and Wilson tonight on defense in Chicago. You have to wonder both ways about it. The good players, will they help even though they're injured? Or do you try and leave the other players that got them this far, that played so well in games 3 and 4 in Chicago?
Back to the line as Dupont tried to get a shot, but it was knocked off his stick, and Messier comes back. Messier over to Randy Gregg. Gregg is dropped to Napier, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Messier with a drive right on. Great opportunity for Napier. Now Messier trying to slide it up front. He was looking for Bozar, blocked by the Hawks. They are having problems getting out of their own zone. 3 men in, forechecking for the Oilers. Comes back to the line. Randy Gregg keeps it in. 13:53 is the time left in this first period. The score tied at 1. Messier along the boards trying to poke it away from Patterson. Finally it comes out on the other side, and it's dumped down the ice. There's Lysiak racing after it. He's taken in against the boards by Kevin Lowe. Messier for Edmonton. Back of his own net. He's brushed in against the boards by Seaborn. Chance for the Oilers. Messier bumped there by Wilson. It goes to the corner and is dumped down the ice by Lysiak. And back after it goes Paul Coffey. Coffey trying to go around Wilson. Coffey still has it, slides it out in front. A penalty coming up against Doug Wilson. Stanley Cup 85 on CBC returns in a moment.
Doug Wilson gets the call on the holding, and it's just pure speed by Messier that drew that penalty. And John, already I can see that the Blackhawks are starting to back in, and they just can't expect to be competitive and win hockey games if they continue to back in with their blue line, because that's playing right into the hands of the Edmonton Oilers.
You can see where Doug Wilson finishes his check. You can see him holding Coffey. You know Coffey's going to go to the outside, and you still can't do anything about it. Now the face-off is outside because after the penalty was called, the Edmonton defenseman moved in to join the pushing and shoving. Face-off was immediately signaled for outside the blue line.
DuPont clears it for Chicago.
Now, John Muckler was mentioning to us that we have to get men in front of the net. Let's see if the Oilers do it on a power play.
Curry shoots it in. It goes to the corner. Ludzik out there killing off this penalty for the Blackhawks. Checked by Gretzky. Puck is loose. Picked up in the corner by Curry. It comes loose again, and Ludzik manages to clear it into the neutral zone. Got back in for Gretzky, and Curry tried to go rink wide with Gretzky breaking for the net. He just missed him. It comes back to the point for Coffey. Back of the net for Gretzky. Krushelnyski is out front. He goes to the corner instead to Curry. Back to the line for Coffey. To the other side, to Huddy, to Coffey. Coffey over to Yari Curry. Moving in, a shot.
What Krushelnyski is doing in front. He's starting to get in front of the net, establish good position, but he really didn't set up a screen against Bannerman that time. It was just a overwhelming shot by Curry.
So for Edmonton against Chicago, that's the third power play goal in 17 tries. All three of their power play goals have come here in the Edmonton Coliseum.
So Yari Curry shut out in the two games at Chicago Stadium. Gets his 12th in the playoffs. Coffey and Huddy drawing assist. Gretzky fires it on the wing for Lumley. His first shift of the game. Into the slot for Gretzky. Quick release. And Bannerman reaction. Gretzky was being tied up there by Doug Wilson. Still got the shot away. Lumley tried to slide it out front. It was picked off by the Hawks and Savard. Feeds it over to Wilson. Wilson with a long blast off the glass. He can let rockets go from that blue line position. Here's Larner in front. And it's cleared by Lumley, and there's a penalty coming up against the Edmonton Oilers. Ron Jackson will be going to the box with 11:28 left in the first.
This is becoming a favorite spot for Don Jackson as he draws his second penalty here in the first period, this time on the interference. See it coming up as he certainly takes care of any attempt to look for a pass or set up a screen in front of his own net.
So with Curry's 12th goal, that gives him the goal-scoring lead for the NHL playoffs this season. Bob Colford up on the bench to try and get a better view.
Sutter is out there with Lysiak and Murray. O'Callaghan back at the blue line. He had it knocked off his stick. Secord is also back playing the point with him. This is something of an unusual power play alignment for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Now you just saw Messier throw a resounding check into O'Callaghan, and I think that's getting even for some of the checks that O'Callaghan threw in Chicago Stadium. Boy, did that rock the boards.
Murray picks it up off the boards for O'Callaghan. For Lysiak, it's deflected wide. Sutter trying to center it. It's knocked to the corner, picked up there by Lysiak. Lysiak, rink wide for Ben Wilson. A shot, he scores! Sutter positioned at the side of the net. Deflected it in.
Well, they continue to score goals. Fast and furious. That's the second power play power play goal of this game in this first period. Chicago, good pass work again. What Sutter? He's such a smart player. He goes against the flow. Nobody even knows he's over there. The puck went to the other side of the ice. Sutter snuck in behind all by himself. Look at him waiting, delaying. He's waiting, he's delaying. Sees everybody leave him alone. Now he'll sneak out around Grant Fuhr. And what a perfect pass to the left point. Wilson went over there perfectly right in the side of the net.
Again, it's a case of not setting up the box properly and also the inability to look around and find that open man. But Sutter was very smart by just hanging around behind the net as he was picked out, John.
Well, the Hawks said they didn't want to get into a shootout with the Oilers, but what transpired in Game 4 and so far in the first period of this game, you wouldn't ever know that's their plan of attack. 10:24 is the time left in the period. Drop pass. Oh, check with a shot. It goes loose back to the net, picked up there by Charlie Hart. Ahead for Paul Coffey. Working against Doug Wilson. Coffey trying to go around him. Still has it. Coffey back to the point for a Honey. A shot was saved by Vanderman. The puck back to the net. The Oilers trying to dig it out. Krushelnyski tied up by Bob Murray. Gretzky comes in there trying to poke it loose. Finally, they kick it free along the board. Now Gretzky has it back to the net. Gretzky against Doug Wilson, unable to center it. It's deflected down the ice, and back for it goes Paul Coffey. Coffey has it forced back into his own zone by the checking of Troy Murray. Now Yari Curry starts out for Coffey. Again, trying to go around Doug Wilson, and Wilson pokes it away from him this time. Gretzky moving into the slot. Now back to Curry. Curry to Gretzky. Gretzky takes the shot. He just flipped it towards the goal mouth. Vanderman held it for a faceoff. Hockey night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoff. The tradition continues. 9:19 is the time left to play in this first period.
Well, the goaltender has to try and concentrate when you have all the people standing in front. Watch Vanderman move around. He's trying to find the puck through all that traffic, trying to stay in the throat, not move your head too much. If you do, you get off balance. Actually, Coffey deflected that last shot with one hand.
Savard plays it up on the boards. Secord was unable to get it out. Now DuPont will try. He takes a check from Kozar but managed to dump it down the ice.
Well, there's an example. The Oilers can play any style you want. You know, they've got their skating game going, and also when the opportunity presents itself, they're getting a lot of good takeouts against Chicago.
Well, the Blackhawks looking for a line matchup of Lysiak against Messier, and that's what they've got right now. Messier dumps it in. Going back after it is Patterson. Patterson takes the check from Napier. Napier out front, and it's fired wide by McClellan. Napier has it again. Out front again, and Hunter couldn't get a shot away. Hunter back to the line. Fogelin with a shot. It's knocked down in front, and back come the Hawks. Long shot by Patterson. It goes wide, and Fogelin picks it up off the end board. He dumps it down the ice. The race for the puck. Willie Lindstrom trying to get there. He's blocked by Doug Wilson. Lindstrom now has the puck again for McClellan. Lindstrom trying to feed it back at the net for McClellan. Hit Wilson with it. McClellan comes in to try and dig it out. He's bodied then by Savard, but it does come loose and is cleared by Chicago. 7:53 remaining in this first period. Willie Lindstrom has it poked away, and the Hawks. Darryl Sutter bring it up to center ice. Sutter is then bodied by McClellan. They tie it up along the boards for a faceoff. From Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup 85 on CBC.
I think we're all surprised that Wilson is getting as much ice time as this, and it just seems that the Oilers are working all their plays towards his side, trying to go around wide, and they've been very successful up to this point.
Well, the thing is, he may be healthy enough to play tonight, like he says he is, but they may try and wear him down. Keep going at him, keep going at him. By the third period, he may be ineffective.
O'Callahan brings it out for the Hawks. O'Callahan across the line, tried to center it, and it was picked off by Krushelnyski. Yari Curry now comes out for Coffey. Coffey across the line, the shot, it went wide. And again, Wilson takes Coffey into the end boards. He holds him there as well. Coffey out of the play as Troy Murray comes back. Murray gets in and Hockey on Hudley and centered it, but Fraser couldn't get a shot away. Now Olczyk has it, a shot. That's a deflected off Hudley to the corner, and Gretzky unable to clear it. Olczyk with another shot. It's deflected wide. Penalty coming up as it's brought out by Krushelnyski. It might be going against Grant Fuhr.
Well, it's the second or third time during the first period that Grant Fuhr has been using his goal stick. He mentioned this morning that his goal crease is going to get much larger. In fact, he says it'll be about 20 feet square tonight. And he's trying to use it, trying to protect himself. You know, sometimes goaltenders, if they get using that goal stick too much, it can bother your concentration. There you saw him slash away at Fraser.
I think he's just trying to discourage anybody from standing in front of him. But look, we all know the importance of getting a man in front of the net. And I think everybody realizes that a goaltender also has to get very tough and retaliate. The only way you can do that is a little tap to the ankle.
Now with the Stanley Cup update, here's Wayne Ross.
With less than 5 minutes to play in the third period at Quebec, the Philadelphia Flyers own the lead for the first time in the game. Brian Propp to Murray Craven. His goal beats Mario Gosselin. The first Philadelphia goal was by Joe Patterson. There's that Sittler trade again. Patterson and Craven, and the Flyers lead.
So Fuhr got the flashing penalty at 13:04 of the first period. We have a 2-2 game here, and both Chicago goals were on the power play. They're 2 for 2 tonight, so they've got something going in that respect.
Randy Gregg plays it off the boards and back into the Chicago zone. Krushelnyski serving the minor penalty to Grant Fuhr. 6:44 the time left in this first period. Secord shoots it in. Larmer is tied up as he attempted to go to the corner. Secord comes in to help out. For Savard, back to Bob Murray to the other side. Wilson, he takes a shot. Secord in front of the net. And Grant Fuhr tied up. Secord tries to center it. Messier picks it off, and the Oilers come back. Messier trying to go around Wilson. Takes the shot, the save, the rebound. And Hunter followed up on the play. Back comes Savard for Larmer. Larmer forced to circle in the center ice area. Now in the right side for Savard. Takes the shot. Tried to center it. It goes off the leg. Larmer has it in the corner. Back to Doug Wilson. Into the corner again to Savard. Savard for Secord. A shot. Block save by Fuhr. Out front they score. Larmer.
Boy, they're dynamite on the power play of the Chicago Blackhawks. And any time you give Larmer that open shot from the slot, you know that he's going to put it in.
Gary, they're just showing more quickness right here than are the Edmonton Hockey Club. There we see the rebound. Now watch who gets the puck first. Look at these guys. The Chicago team are just right on top of the penalty killers for the Edmonton Oilers, and the quickness is prevailing. Now watch the rebound go. Watch who gets there. Look at the Oilers. They don't even know where the puck is, and bingo, it's in the net.
Now the third power play goal. Larmer his ninth from Savard and Secord at 14-13.
So for the first time in this game, the Chicago Blackhawks have the lead.
What a combination, though, on the power play. Savard, the guy that sets up the plays. You have Wilson back on the left point. Very smart in the puck, and he can spot everybody. Then you have Secord getting in front, and then the real sniper, Larmer.
Well, the Chicago Blackhawks felt they could silence the crowd by getting a lead here at Northland Coliseum. And there is certainly a contrast as to the amount of noise now to what there was at the start of this hockey game. Vogelin for Billy Carroll, his first shift. He fires it back to the net. Hanneman playing it up along the board. Bogart trying to dig it out. Sutter is in there as well, and another face-off in the Chicago zone.
Starting to heat up here. Lumley and Wilson. Lumley bumped into Bannerman, and Bannerman was out of the net. Wilson went right over, cross-checked Lumley, and then once they went to the boards, everybody started to mill around. You know, Lumley's job is trying to stir the peace out there, and Big Ben Wilson saw him doing it. As you can see, it's starting to heat up again. Well, Ben Wilson got caught giving one of the Oilers a shot. Flyers are sending him, and only him, I think, to the penalty box. It all started with Lumley bumping into Bannerman.
John, you mentioned Lumley going out there to start a disturbance. That's exactly what he did, and it resulted in Chicago taking power play, you know, your specialty teams can be very important to the outcome of a contest. And here are the Chicago Blackhawks. They make it all work. And again, as you had said, John, that good puck pursuit. And if I ever want a guy shooting the puck on a power play, it has to be Larmer for the Chicago Blackhawks or Curry for the Edmonton Oilers.
So Lumley went out, caused a little bit of concentration problems for the Blackhawks. Here's how it started before Ben Wilson gets his roughing penalty. Now watch Vanderbilt down the net. Watch the Lumley go. Now watch Wilson follow up with Lumley. Watch this. He came right over and bumped him. So Ben Wilson gets the roughing penalty. The Oilers get a chance to tie it up for the power play opportunity.
5:17 left in this first period. 3-2. The Blackhawks lead the Oilers. And now Bob Colter discussing with Bob Myers. That penalty, I'm sure, to Ben Wilson. Colford has sent Troy Murray out there, along with Ludwig, Doug Wilson, and O'Callahan to kill off this penalty. And from the draw, Doug Wilson brings it out to center ice and then flips it back into the Edmonton zone. Coffey for Curry. Curry having some problems controlling that puck. Now he winds up. 1:43 remaining in the penalty to Ben Wilson. Gretzky gets it in the corner. Back to the line for a heavy flat shot. Kicked to the corner by Bannerman. Ludwig gets the puck and dumps it down the ice.
Well, again, you see the Edmonton Oilers using that play, the passing it around, and setting up the shot from the point. But again, there's not really anybody in front of the net.
Here comes Paul Coffey with 1:16 left in the penalty. He fires it in. Jerome Dupont gets to the board, and it's deflected to the center ice area. Patterson breaks out. Coffey, the only man back, with a late penalty call against the Edmonton Oilers. So that will nullify the man advantage that the Oilers held. 1:03 remaining in the penalty to Ben Wilson.
Krushelnyski gets the hooking penalty. Olchuk takes the dive on this play. A good play is Huddy tried to keep the puck in. Now watch Olchuk, watch his feet. They're just going to simply just go right out from underneath him, as he was hardly even touched with Krushelnyski's stick. But that's a good play in hockey if it works.
So they're playing four skaters aside, and in 59 seconds, the Blackhawks, who have been devastating tonight with that man advantage, will have a power play. Anderson on the left side for Jackson. He slid it back into the slot, but nobody was in position, and it's dumped out to center ice. Break for Anderson. Anderson fires it in. Bannerman stops it back to the net, unable to get it away from Messier. Up front to Anderson, and he shot it wide. Lysiak, rink wide. Bob Murray in across the line, drops it back, and it's sent offside as he was looking for Patterson trailing on the play.
Boy, I like the position that linesmen had on that play. They were right on the blue line looking for that offside. Perfect call. I don't think we give them enough credit. Magnificent job.
Well, they certainly had to work a lot in Chicago with all the face-offs they had there, but Holford was saying that if this hockey club could try and remain close to the Oilers, they'd be in real good shape, simply because Edmonton would start taking a few chances to get themselves a lead. Now, they have a one-goal lead here. Edmonton, if they start to open it up, Chicago feel that they can jump on the defensive mistakes that Edmonton would make if it happens.
And Holford was also saying that his approach to this game was to play it a period at a time, try to win the first period, go for the next. Yes, Curry with the shot!
Well, Doug Wilson's giving a set start, but the Oilers are going at him every chance they get. The whole just gives him a Curry. Now what? The inside-outside move he does puts on Wilson. There it is. And a good low shot in the corner, but with Wilson out there playing against the Gretzky line or Paul Coffey, it's tough. The guy simply hasn't played very much. And you know Curry shoots the puck low on that stick side 90% of the time. He blew it by Bannerman.
And John, you know where Curry got the pass? He was on the right side. He cut into the middle and took a perfect pass from Kevin Lowe. That's getting into the opening. The defenseman gives you a perfect pass. But you know, Holford, that's the matchup Gretzky wanted. Gretzky's line out there, he wants Wilson on the ice. He may have to change that.
Well, the short-handed goal. Yari Curry's second of the game, his 13th of the playoffs from Campbell with 16:31 has tied the score at 3. 52 seconds remaining in the penalty to Mike Krushelnyski. Doug Wilson slides it ahead to Savard. He took a check at the line and is cleared by the Edmonton Oilers. Blackhawks pop it up in their own zone. Billy Carroll in front. And the shot was directed wide by Dave Hunter. He was sent wide by Doug Wilson, and that produces a chorus of boos from the fans at Northland. Secord tries to drop it back to the point, intercepted by Hunter and ducked down the ice.
With Billy Carroll on the ice at center for the Oilers against the bar, that doesn't hurt Edmonton. Carroll is a very, very good defensive centerman. He learned that, of course, when he spent his years with the New York Islanders.
Well, Savard and Vogelin got sticks up at each other well behind the play, and there are going to be penalties. I'm not sure whether it's one or two. Savard will be going off to the box. And that appears to be the only one. Remaining in the penalty to Krushelnyski. A flash call against Dennis Savard.
Well, it happened way behind the play. Obviously, Myers must have had a good view of it. He didn't give each player a penalty, just to Dennis Savard. So Edmonton going to work. Actually, negates that power play. Krushelnyski only has 12 seconds left in his penalty, and then the Oilers will go to work.
2:32 is the time left in the period. 12 seconds in the penalty to Krushelnyski, and then the Edmonton Oilers scored a shorthanded goal to tie it. Will have the manpower advantage. Here comes Glenn Anderson. Drop pass for Messier. He drops it to Huddy. Cross ice for Coffey. There, full strength to Krushelnyski. Backhand shot. Anderson out of the net to make the save. Krushelnyski centered it. It bounced wide. It's poked down the ice by Steve Ludwig.
Well, that play is just the result of the Chicago Blackhawks again respecting the speed of the Oilers, backing in, and that's how that shot was set up to Krushelnyski coming out of the penalty box.
Napier trying to play it off the board. Boston has it straight to the right to the left side. Olczyk got it right away. And Fury makes the save. Olczyk scored a short-handed goal in Game 4 in that 8-6 win. He had a great opportunity to give the Hawks the lead. Anderson and Napier were ahead of the play as Gretzky brought it in offside.
Olczyk had a little bit of trouble trying to control the puck that was rolling at first, and then he showed some good speed and strength. Fury very aggressive on the play. Fury had his stick from there to Olczyk, and watch how he extends it right here. Now he just reaches back with it, and with that goal stick extended like it was, he deflected the shot wide. Watch the goal stick here from this angle would be better. Watch him reach right out with it and knock the puck wide.
You saw Paul Coffey just give him a little shot before he released that. That might have had something to do also with Olczyk not getting that good a shot away.
1:04 the time left in the penalty to Dennis Savard. 1:36 remaining in the period. 3-3 the score. Paul Coffey, ring wide pass to Charlie Huddy, breaking in. He fired it wide. Back to the line for Coffey. Over to Huddy. His release was deflected by Ludwig, who takes it to the corner. Now Anderson trying to dig it out, gets it back to Huddy. For Gretzky to Anderson. Anderson back at the net, having trouble with O'Callahan. Gretzky comes in to help out. Gretzky controls with 35 seconds left in the penalty. A shot, it's deflected off the stick to the end board. To the line. Unable to keep it in against Troy Murray. Now Paul Coffey gets away from him. Coffey's breaking in. Vanderbilt with the save.
That is a result of a line change. As Wilson and I believe O'Callahan came off the ice, Murray and Dupont jumped on as quick as they could, and all that happened there with Coffey picked up on this. And look at him come in by himself. The defensemen both trying to catch him as they come off the bench. Bannerman makes a super save to keep the score tied. Look at Coffey turn it on. See Murray and Dupont trying to catch him? They had just come on the ice on that rather bad line change.
Well, against a team like the Edmonton Oilers, I wouldn't make a change until that puck goes deep in the Edmonton end of the ice. I think that's where you really have to use a lot of discipline.
If that's the way Paul Coffey can play when he's helped off the ice, all players should consider taking a shot in the ankle before a pregame warm-up. Back to the line. Coffey with a shot. And got a piece of that one. Now it's Curry. Back to Coffey again. To Curry. He already has two. The Blackhawks at full strength as Savard comes out of the box. Olchek gets it ahead to Savard. Savard unable to control it as it's pushed away by Curry. Curry loses it at the line to Dupont. He plays it back to his own line to Lee Fogelin as the Oilers make a change. Curry is still out there, however. Fogelin forced back into the corner by Tom Lysiak with just 4 seconds remaining in this first period. And there's the siren to end 20 minutes of play in Game 5.
Well, everything went pretty well for the Oilers except for their penalty killing.
The score at the end of the first period is Chicago 3 and Edmonton 3. Stay tuned for our first intermission. Well, in that first period, Yari Curry figured in all 3 Edmonton goals, setting up the first by Mike Krushelnyski, and then scoring 2 himself. Troy Murray, Darryl Sutter, and Steve Larmer scoring for Chicago. The Oilers in that opening period outshot the Hawks 17-9, 13 penalties, 6 of them to Chicago.
Obvious that Doug Wilson has had problems in that first period trying to stop the Oilers to the outside. He has a lot of difficulty turning, and Edmonton has used that to their advantage. They're going right at him on their passing plays and skating around him, and I think that Bob Fulford probably should sit Wilson down and just use him on the power play.
Either that, or else maybe play him against McClellan's line, who's not quite as quick as, say, Messier's line or, say, Gretzky's line. And also, you look at it in another sense, maybe not have Wilson on the ice whenever Coffey's on the ice. When Coffey makes those rushes, he always goes to his off wing, the other side, which is the right wing. And, of course, Wilson playing the left defense, that creates a problem. Give Wilson marks for trying to give it an effort. He's good on the power play, and he's been effective on the power play.
Well, something that the Blackhawks attempted to do and were somewhat successful in Chicago was forcing Coffey to come out on the left side rather than winding up and coming down the right side.
Logging the middle, and I think Howie Meeker on that telestrator showed it really well. The way everybody on Chicago's club are trying to concentrate on Coffey. 3 people went at him that time. He simply dumped it off, created a 2-on-1 immediately. Coffey's very, very smart.
Well, he's always had the tools, the offensive skills to be a star in this league, and it's getting to know all the players in the National Hockey League. And, you know, he just keeps getting better and better and better, and whatever you give him, he'll take.
And we're talking about a seasoned pro in Paul Coffey, who is an old man. He's 23 years old. Imagine that. He's young still.
And playing with a number of hurts. Matter of fact, in Game 3, he did not get on the ice for about the final 7 minutes. And that ankle re-injured in the warm-up tonight. But Paul Coffey, even on one bad leg, can still fly. Lead pass on the right side for Gretzky, with Lumley going for the net. Into Kozar, who was going to the slot, and it's dumped down the ice.
Okay, the period started. Billy Carroll center for Edmonton against Troy Murray. Murray went right off. And Gretzky made a quick change. So Murray's on the bench. Gretzky's on the ice. Good change for the Edmonton Oilers.
Here's the chance for Chicago. Larker goes in. Saved by Fleur. Larker gets it again. Tries to get it back to the line. It went to Gretzky, and Gretzky working against Bob Murray. A shot right on. And it's dumped down the ice. Larmer taken in against the boards by Krushelnyski. Coffey back to pick it up. Being chased back by Troy Murray. Now it's picked up by the Hawks. Over for Olchek. Olchek shot. The rebound. And it's cleared. Olchek gets it again. To the line for Bob Murray. He broke his stick in the shot. Goes to the bench as Keith Brown comes out. Krushelnyski with a long drive, bluffed by Bannerman.
Not exactly defensive hockey, the gentleman. Boy, it's wide open end to end, and the goaltenders, it's going to be a nightmare before this series is over.
Napier dodges the check. Gets it in for Anderson, and Messier couldn't quite get a stick on it as it was cleared. Back at the line, Kevin Lowe pokes it to the corner. Anderson has it now. Anderson lost it, and back comes Olchek for Fraser. Fraser with Olchek. Olchek offside.
Well, Grant Fuhr had two tough saves to make early in the second period as Chicago comes out of the blocks quickly, but Fuhr both times stayed right with the shooter. He tried to keep his body as square as possible to the person taking the shot. The very first one was a breakaway. Watch for Fuhr. See how he's right out there and he stayed right with the shooter. Now the other one is a little bit more of a scramble, but when he makes a move across, see how square he is again? Again, he's there for the rebound. He moved his body from the right to the left side and kept his shoulders as square as possible. That creates better balance and more room on that body for the puck to hit.
18-14 left in this second period. The score tied at 3. Dumped into the Edmonton bench, and another skirmish. More shoving and pushing than anything else, and an exchange of words, but now Al Secord is involved.
2 or 3 times this period, McClellan's been going over and trying to bump with Doug Wilson, doing his best to get Wilson off his game. And that's why the players milled together, and Secord came over immediately.
Talked to Glenn Anderson this morning, and we mentioned about Ian Secord having quite a battle in Chicago, and he said he enjoyed every minute of it. You know, he's trying to score goals, Secord's trying to score goals, and by the same token, they're both trying to stop each other, and it was an exciting a matchup as you'll ever see.
Lysiak from the faceoff fires a shot line. At the point, it's picked up by McClellan. Fires it to an open wing. Willie Lindstrom has to circle back. Now Jackson out of his own zone shoots it in. Lindstrom racing for that loose puck. And getting back just in time to deflect the shot with Dupont. Right out to center ice. Savard couldn't move in with the puck. Murray following on the play, takes it in. A shot goes wide. Back at the point, Sutter dumps it in. Jackson brings it out to the center ice area. Gretzky out there, across the line. Takes the shot, save. Big rebound to Savard. Savard dumps it off the boards and down the ice. And as Huddy goes back to touch it, this will produce an icing call against the Chicago Blackhawks. 17-16 is the time left in the second. 3-3 the score. The face-off to the left of Murray Bannerman. Messier in that face-off circle against Troy Murray. Now Murray is way down and Olchek will come in. It goes to the corner to Doug Wilson. Wilson dressed for game 2 of the playoffs. With that groin injury kept him out of games 3 and 4. Messier has it in the corner. Tried to center it, went off the leg to the side of the net, and Bannerman didn't see it. Anderson into the slot, and the popped away from Messier and was dumped down the ice.
Now, right now, it just seems the Chicago Blackhawks are hanging on. That speed of the Edmonton Oilers is starting to work for them as they got continuous pressure in Chicago into the ice.
Played around on the boards for Lysiak. Lysiak dumps it out. Al Secord in games 3 and 4 hit every Edmonton jersey possible in the first period, particularly in game 4, but in this one tonight he hasn't been using the body nearly as much. Secord now going to the Chicago bench for 16:25 remaining in this second period. Napier across the line, drops it for Anderson. Anderson centered it. Gretzky was looking for the puck, but Bannerman was able to clear it. There's a delayed penalty call coming up against, I believe, the Edmonton Oilers' Glenn Anderson. This is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Glenn Anderson draws the penalty, and it seems to be a favorite type of penalty, slashing. Again, both teams using that stick against opposing players.
4 power play goals scored in the first period, 3 by Chicago, and the Chicago want to stay in this hockey game. The power play's got to continue to work. because the Oilers have controlled the puck most of this game.
Billy Carroll out there killing off his penalty for the Edmonton Oilers, along with Yari Curry. Lowe and Vogelin are back. That pass by Doug Wilson picked off by Carroll. He takes it to the line and had it poked away. And Savard has it for Chicago. Savard tried to drop it for Doug Wilson. It was knocked away by initially Curry and then Kevin Lowe.
Good penalty killing by Billy Carroll. He learned a lot of it from...
Here's Savard with a breakaway. He scores!
Well, we've seen the speed of Paul Coffey, and now we see the speed of Savard. Again, going for the opening, cutting into the hole, and just taking a nifty pass. That was Larmer that set him up, and once Savard gets in, boy, he certainly knows what to do with that puck. But that's the 4th power play goal for the Chicago Blackhawks. Savard is 9th from Larmer and Wilson.
Well, you know, there were many people who suggested a week ago tonight that the trip to Chicago for games 3 and 4 was a mere formality made necessary by league bylaws. Well, the Chicago Blackhawks won those 2 games in Chicago, and they now lead it 4-3 here in Edmonton. And I don't think there's a hockey fan looking in tonight who isn't surprised by what they've seen in the last 2.5 games. Anderson in front for Messier. Scores! Drawing assists on the goal by Mark Messier, and those 2 goals. Savard on the power play is 9th of the playoffs, and Messier his 8th of the playoffs, coming 21 seconds apart. We've played 5 minutes of the second period. The score tied at 4. Back to the line. Here's a chance for Dupont. A shot right on, and Gretzky drops the rebound. Gretzky fakes the shot in front for Krasnodębski, and Bannerman got a piece of that, reacting just in the nick of time. Coffey circles back into his own zone, gets the return pass and the give and go with Curry. Coffey with a shot high off the glass. Back at the point, Huddy winds up. That puck bounced off Troy Murray. Patterson was looking for Murray, trying to send him in on a breakaway. The puck never got to him. Now it's Gretzky. Dropping it off in the corner. Coffey rink wide for Curry. Ahead for Dave Hunter. For Curry, he couldn't get a shot away. He goes rink wide with it for Jackson. Jackson shot is wide. Gretzky gets the rebound. He puts it wide. Finally, Olczyk backhands it down the ice.
Well, again, Gretzky trying his best to get away from Troy Murray. Quite a battle. They go all the way up the ice together. What happens when Gretzky cut behind the net? You're watching Troy Murray go. He doesn't chase him. He cuts across to get a better angle. There he goes. Now he picks up Gretzky again. Now when they get in the zone around the net, Murray ends up knocking Gretzky over. Gretzky almost picked up a rebound. Anybody else? That was a dive. He gets the puck right here. Almost scored. Right there. Almost scored. So Gretzky trying to make draw a penalty by driving, but Murray playing it very, very smartly.
13:55 remaining in the second with the score tied at 4. Loose puck at the side of the Chicago net. O'Callaghan got it to the line. Carroll was able to keep it out. Then it went off the skate back into the Edmonton zone, and Billy Carroll has it for the Edmonton Oilers. Off the boards for Jackson. Jackson on the right side, too far for Lumley. Bannerman is forced to make the save. He comes out of the net. They'll hold the puck, and now it's Wilson and Lumley doing some pushing and shoving in front of that Chicago goal. And now we've got a pile up of players.
Well, Jackson threw the first punch. I wonder if he's going to go to the penalty box again.
Number 8, the White Lumley, the one that started this whole thing again. He went into the net. Doug Wilson. Wilson went after him. Once they were inside that goal crease, and then everybody came together. But Lumley, every time he's on the ice, that is his job to stir it up, and he's getting it done again.
Well, penalties are going to be assessed as again we have Lumley and Larmer threatening to swing away at each other. Now Hunter and Sutter grab each other.
You know, watch with Lumley coming right down the middle of the ice surface with Doug Wilson, and watch what happens here. They push and shove. Now Wilson takes him right into the crossbar. Lumley gives him a shot. Wilson goes back at him. This is how the whole thing started. Both teams then milled in. Got it going pretty good.
13:27 is the time left in the second.
I see Fulford and Nielsen, and they're taking a little abuse from the fans behind the bench.
They have a police officer there to help them out. You know, looking at Roger Nielsen, the assistant along with Bob Fulford, the head coach and general manager, they played together years ago, junior B team in Ontario, and Roger Nielsen was the goaltender. Fulford was one of the forwards. Roger Nielsen was saying that in practice, he used to eat up Bob Fulford. Fulford had a terrible backhand. They used to giggle and laugh about it. You could tell Roger Nielsen used to be a goaltender. He could hardly skate when it comes to practicing.
While minor penalties have been assessed, Jackson and Lumley for the Edmonton Oilers, O'Callahan and Larmer for the Chicago Blackhawks are in the box.
That team that Nielsen and Fulford played 4 years ago was called the Weston Dukes in Ontario.
O'Callahan gets a charging call. Larmer, Jackson, Lumley, all roughing at 6:33.
And Wilson doesn't get anything on that last call. He stayed out of it once the milling had started.
John, this is where a Mark Messier becomes so effective. He's got a lot of room to move out there. Very few players on the ice. And if he ever picks up that puck, he can go through the 3 Blackhawks that are out there and then score a goal. I've seen him do it before.
Okay, we've got a 4-4 tie. You talked about Messier's speed. Chicago have Savard with his speed, but they've also got Doug Wilson and Keith Brown on the ice. Now, it's a 4-4 tie. Do you want the offense of a Doug Wilson, or do you want somebody that might be a little better defensively considering Wilson's injury?
Well, now Wilson, as Savard looks on, comes over to the bench. And Doug Wilson is going to stay out there.
I think either or. You know, you can go at Brown, you can go at Wilson, because both of them haven't played.
Let's not forget about Paul Coffey being on the ice. But all this open ice, watch him go for it. He had a great first period as far as offensively skating with the puck.
A race for the puck is Messier, who's out there with Huddy and Coffey. Plays it around on the board to Coffey to the other side. Huddy couldn't control it. Comes back to the line for Wilson to Savard. It bounced away from him. Here comes Coffey. Paul Coffey across the line. He shoots. What save by Murray Bannerman.
Now, with all these players on the ice, Chicago have decided to go just with one defense. Wilson's out there, and they'll have 2 forwards in Troy Murray and Savard. Whereas Edmonton have Coffey and Huddy with only Messier. Now they're going to try to make a line change and get Keith Brown out there.
Just watch the Oilers. Something they do so well is crisscross. And a screen is actually set up just before Paul Coffey shoots the puck. Actually, it was a Blackhawks player that got in front of Bannerman. Here it comes again where Paul Coffey, again, being so smart, he waits until the last possible second before he lets that shot go at Bannerman to make sure that the screen is there.
The ultra slow-mo provided exclusively for Hockey Night in Canada by the Nicest Corporation. Huddy. In the slot, good move to get away from Wilson, trying to go to his backhand. Wilson recovers. Wilson comes cutting it against the boards. The puck goes loose to the other corner. Gretzky working against Savard. To the line for Coffey. Coffey over for Huddy. Huddy with a shot. Glove save again on the short side by Murray Bannerman. Now it's Savard bringing it out. 3 skaters against 3. Long shot. Put to the corner by Francoeur. 1:04 remaining into the minor penalties. Coffey. A shot high and off the glass. He kicks it up off the end boards. It's bodied there by Secord. It goes loose. Huddy moved in. A 6 save by Bannerman. The puck loose in the Chicago zone. Finally, Troy Murray gets it free to Al Secord. Secord couldn't go anywhere with it as Gretzky steals it. Gretzky for Coffey. Coffey. Stopped by Bob Murray, and the Hawks come back. Troy Murray with Secord. One man back. Over to Secord. And Francoeur came out of his net to poke it away. 27 seconds remaining in the penalties. Gretzky working against Bob Murray, waiting for someone to catch up with the play. Gretzky moving in. It's got to score!
Well, Chicago had a 2-on-1. They didn't take advantage of it. Edmonton comes back and gets the goal. By the time Gretzky shot the puck here, there's a big screen in front. Number 20, Al Secord. Look at the puck control by Wayne Gretzky. Look at Secord provide the screen. Secord plays on like a goaltender. That's not the way to do it. Bannerman had no chance because he didn't see it.
Did you notice that Gretzky, too, the first time he wasn't ready to shoot it, there was no shot there, so he would just spin away from Murray, hang on to it until that screen was set up. Gretzky is always 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody else on the ice. So Gretzky his 9th from Coffey.
Goal coming at 8:15. Gretzky's 9 for the playoffs from Paul Coffey. And for Paul Coffey, that's his 4th assist of this game. 10 seconds remaining in the penalties. Messier across the line, drop pass, and the shot by Kevin Lowe. It never got through. And the penalized players are back out on the ice. Lysiak out of his own zone. The Oilers in front, 5-4. On the left side, Dupont with a shot, the rebound. It's pushed in behind the net. And apparently the whistle has blown prior to that puck being dumped up along the board. Tonight's game on CBC is coming to you from Northland Coliseum in Edmonton.
Well, the Oilers are ahead by a 5-4 count. They also enjoy a 25-14 shot total advantage. And watch Gretzky, just amazing. The shot wasn't there. Why not just spin around and away from a player? Look at that head up. He's watching, looking, and then again he makes a good move against Murray. He's got Murray going around in circles instead of Murray just keeping his position. Where's Gretzky going to go?
Francoeur really closes his legs quickly here, but look at Lysiak come in and strip Fuhr of the puck. And that's what caused that last practice right around the goal crease area. Both Chicago defensemen moved in, and again the face-off outside because of the defenseman moving in. But Lysiak, right on top of Grant Fuhr, decided to try and dig the puck out. Why not try it? Maybe pick up the rebound.
Well, Paul Coffey in the Winnipeg series equaled a Stanley Cup record. Most points in one game by a defenseman, 5. He's got 4 assists so far in this game. Lysiak spun around and played it into the Edmonton zone off Willie Lindstrom. 11:07 is the time left in the second. The score 5-4 in favor of the Oilers. Doug Wilson intercepted the pass at his own line, dumps it up, it's brought back in. There's Willie Lindstrom with a shot, the rebound, and it fires off by McClellan. Murray Bannerman was down, but McClellan fired it wide. At the point, it's dumped out. Wilson for Sutter, across the line. Sutter working to the corner against Fogelin, trying to center it. He's bumped into the boards by Fogelin. Fogelin brings it out. Across the line, he shoots it to the corner. Bannerman stops it back to the goal.
Well, today, Fogelin mentioned that it's time to get a little mean out there. Boy, did he ever throw a check against Sutter.
Now Sutter working in, trying to go to his backhand. He spun around. Coffey will get a penalty. This is Stanley Cup 85 on CBC. Paul Coffey draws the penalty on roughing, but let's just go back where Fogelin hit Sutter. Normally, you would retaliate. Sutter, he just got up immediately, went out there and kept playing, and actually drew a penalty here against Coffey. See Coffey all over him, throws him down. That'll give Chicago another opportunity. They have been dynamite on that power play, haven't they?
They've got 4 power play goals. The power plays for both clubs were very ineffective going into this hockey game. They just 4 goals between them and 34 chances in this series. And during this hockey game here, there's been 5 goals scored. So more goals in this game than the entire series before. There's the key.
9:57, the time left in this second period. 5-4. The Oilers lead it. All the Chicago goals via the power play. They have the manpower advantage again. Savard picks it up off the boards for Secord. Back to the line to Bob Murray. Over to Doug Wilson. He winds up his shot. Sent off Messier to the corner. And now the Oilers break down. Gretzky with Messier. Lead pass for Messier. For Gretzky. Gretzky got the shot away even though he was being harassed by Larner. And there'll be a penalty coming up against the Chicago Blackhawks. That comes with 9:27 remaining in the period.
The philosophy of the Edmonton Oilers when killing a penalty is not to play overly defensive. This time Steve Larmer, when their team was on the power play, gets caught wrestling with Wayne Gretzky. There you see him hold him. Gretzky does a smart thing by taking the dive. Negates the power play opportunity that Chicago have. And again, that aggressive, trying to be offensive when killing penalties. The Oilers' philosophy works again.
Well, the Oilers will get a 42nd manpower advantage. Coffey still has 120 to serve in his roughing penalty. Patterson plays it back into his own zone. Ben Wilson for Keith Brown. Lead pass for Patterson, offside.
Well, every team needs a comedian of some sort on their club. Patterson is just that person with the Chicago Blackhawks. A lot of his teammates say he doesn't say on lot, but when he does it, just sort of strikes the funny bone, pushes the guys up in the dressing room.
That's very important too, John, especially when there's so much tension in the dressing room to have a guy that breaks the ice and get everybody loose again. You know, every club has somebody like that. Semenko, of course, is the character for the Edmonton Oilers.
I'm not sure if he'd be in such a funny mood tonight since he's not dressed.
Semenko, Hughes, and Melnick. The Edmonton Oilers not dressed tonight. Boyd, Crawley, and McMillan not in uniform for the Chicago Blackhawks. Boyd and Crawley both played in Game 4. McMillan has not played in this series. Keith Brown back in the lineup after being hurt in Game 1. Puck in across the line, picked off by Lysiak. Lysiak trying to get it back to the point for Keith Brown. He was not in position to accept that pass. Ben Wilson loses it in the corner to Curry. Curry unable to center it. Now it's picked up by the Hawks, and Lysiak starts up. Lysiak crossing the line, trying to move around, trying to get away from Gregg. He's taken into the boards by Gregg, and back comes Anderson. Anderson against Doug Wilson. Trying to go to the outside. Slid a weak shot to the goal mouth. Bannerman flipped it to the corner. Olchak is hit by Lee Fogelin as he attempted to break up. Kevin Lowe goes back to pick it up.
Remember the 2 games in Chicago where both teams went offside quite often. In this game tonight, they're using a lot of discipline and just using the blue line and riding the blue line rather than going ahead before the puck gets there. So they're playing with a lot of discipline in that area.
And now the Oilers have a manpower advantage. Doug Wilson took the puck away from the Edmonton player at the line. 32 seconds remaining in the penalty to Larmer. Fogelin racing into the corner after the puck. He's checked there by O'Callaghan. The loose puck brought out by Gretzky. He couldn't go to his backhand, and Curry couldn't get a shot away. And now Troy Murray fires it deep into the Edmonton zone. this manpower advantage, led by Messier. Drop pass at the line for Coffey. In for Curry. He couldn't catch up with it, and it was banged over the glass and out of play.
There's another example, of the Blackhawks backing in. They had 4 men back and only Messier up front carrying the puck, and yet they allowed Messier to carry that puck over the blue line.
1 second remaining in the penalty to Steve Larmer. 7:28 in this second period, but the Oilers are front by 1.
Darryl Sutter talking about the Sutter family in the National Hockey League. They all look towards brother Brian, who was the first one to play in the NHL. Of course, he plays in the St. Louis Blues. And he says affectionately, if it wasn't for brother Brian, none of the Sutter boys would have made it. He was the one that broke the ice and made the impossible dreams possible for the rest of the family.
Well, the Sutters make their home in Viking, Alberta, and they all played their junior hockey with the Lethbridge Broncos. And there's Savard, who plays junior hockey with the Montreal Junior Canadians. Now into that face-off circle against Billy Carroll. As the penalized player Larmer steps back onto the ice, Carroll digs it out from the corner. He was looking for Lumley. Lumley has taken up a position in front of the net, but the puck never got through to him. Savard crosses the line, gets it in for Larmer. Larmer tried to play it back to the point to Savard. He had already moved in. He was going for the slot. Savard has it again. There's a penalty coming up against the Edmonton Oilers, Dave Lumley. Savard drops it back. Very moving in. He took a shot, and Muir came way out to get a piece of it. That puck in the corner now. Picked up by Sutter. A backhand shot, and the net is off its mooring, and that results in a whistle. There's a penalty against Dave Lumley coming up. So the Blackhawks will have another power play opportunity with 6:47 left in the second.
The coach of the Edmonton Oilers, Glenn Sather, says you have to initiate, not retaliate. Now let's watch Lumley as he goes right towards the Chicago bench. He gets bumped. Watch him retaliate with an elbow, a punch to the back of the head. Myers was standing right there, pointed it out, and he's in the penalty box. Grant Fuhrer made a great save here. Watch, he moves out. He's going to go to his left, and he's going to get a piece of that puck and knock it wide from Bob Murray. A sensational save, and the Blackhawks really started to put the pressure on. Grant Fuhrer did the job in goal.
I'm sure Sather has to be very disappointed in some of the bad penalties that his club has taken, especially the way Chicago has worked on that power play, and that could be their demise if they keep taking those retaliatory penalties.
Now the Oilers bring it out. Gretzky with Messier. Messier broke his stick on the shot, and the Blackhawks come back. Shots on goal, 29-13 in favor of Edmonton. They lead at 5-4. Ball Coffey. Overskated it back to his own net. The puck is loose. Charlie Huddy trying to move out of there. He's having some problems along the boards against Savard. Savard has it, but the play is whistled down.
Lots of clutching and grabbing going on both ends of the ice. We mentioned that Chicago only has 13 shots on goal. The majority of them have to be on their power play. Watch Paul Coffey and Larmer. They're going at each other. There's some grabbing. You see a lot of that.
Both teams have been guilty of that.
Absolutely. Both teams. And that's what causes a lot of face-offs. A lot of people falling down on pucks.
Well, you talk about players playing with courage. Paul Coffey is certainly one. He had to be helped off to the dressing room, as you saw at the start of the game, being hit with a shot in the warm-up. He has a bad arm. He's got a back problem. He's got an ankle problem. And he has 4 assists in tonight's game.
And also, Don, this is the time of the year when you don't worry about your injuries. You go out and play.
We mentioned the clutching and grabbing. Glenn Sather and Bob Fulford, the respective coaches, that's the style of play they used when they played in the National Hockey League.
Well, the last time that the Blackhawks beat the Oilers at Northlands Coliseum was on December 29th, 1982. Ben Wilson for Lysiak. Back to the point. Keith Brown winds up the shot right on, and the rebound is cleared to the boards by Messier, and he gets it out into the center ice area for Coffey. Coffey against Brown and drive. Bannerman has to react quickly to make the save on that one. Now it's Troy Murray bringing it out for the Hawks. 1:05 left in the penalty. Murray goes to the corner. He's spun around. The puck is loose back to the net. And Gretzky for Edmonton clears it across the line. It's brought in offside by Ben Wilson.
There's an example of how the Blackhawks of the Edmonton Oilers. Wilson was already backing out of the zone when Gretzky had the puck in his own end. And he's got to hang in there, and had he been up at the blue line, he would have been able to intercept that pass.
55 seconds, the time left. In the penalty to Dave Lumley. 5:42 remaining in the second period. The score is 5-4 in favor of the Oilers. The series is tied at 2 games each, and Game 6 will take place in Chicago on Thursday night, and we'll have it for you on the CBC Network on Hockey Night in Canada.
I tried to mention earlier in the period about Billy Carroll killing penalties. He learned a lot from Butch Goring when he was with the Islanders. The art of killing penalties. They used to spend a lot of time going over videos of team power plays.
Loose puck picked up by the Edmonton Oilers. Carroll ahead to Hunter, back to Carroll. Carroll still has it, tried to center it. Lumley was tied up by Doug Wilson. And Savard looks back at his own net. Savard having problems getting out of there, and he's upset by Carroll. Right now, referee Bob Myers, but there was no penalty call forthcoming.
Right now, both coaches are hollering and screaming at Myers for letting some of this stuff go.
On the right side, Larmer gets around low. Larmer having difficulty controlling it. He falls. Kevin Lowe comes up with it. Dumps it up along the board. And it's cleared down the ice. A delayed penalty call coming up against Al Secor. A hooking call. Well back at the play.
It happened right behind Grant Fuhr. There was quite a scramble along the board. Secor reached out and pulled down Kevin Lowe. We'll watch Lowe get control. Watch Secor stick. Down goes Lowe. Myers is right behind the play. Positions along the goal line. And he calls Al Secor.
And that comes just as the penalty to Lumley expired. So the Edmonton Oilers now have a power play opportunity with 4:42 left in the period.
I have to give this young man a lot of marks for courage. He's the real holler guy of the Chicago Blackhawks. Gets things stirred up and gets the players motivated in the dressing room. And his presence is very important to the Blackhawks. You wonder how effective he is, because the hip pointer isn't the type of injury where you can skate freely. He's probably in a lot of pain.
The hip pointer basically is a deep bone bruise, and that's very painful.
Gretzky takes the shot, and Bannerman makes the save. Krushelnyski was in front of that net screening. Ben Wilson nudges Krushelnyski into the board, and the puck is fired up into the crowd.
Chicago have been very effective killing penalties, and they were talking about they don't want to forecheck Edmonton too deep when they're killing the penalties because they'll get trapped. They want to try and stay back and force the Edmonton team to the outside. Look at Krushelnyski in front. Tries to deflect it with a stick, looking for a rebound. Actually got out of the way of that shot, but Krushelnyski was talking about being in front. He says he doesn't mind being there as long as the people with the puck back towards that blue line shoot it and shoot it low.
Ball Toffee over to Huddy. Huddy shot. Gets through. Bannerman was screened on it. There were players in front attempting to deflect it. None of them touched it, and Bannerman almost got fooled.
Well, that's a tricky type of a deflection, almost a change-up, Don. But again, Krushelnyski went to the front. Huddy this time just got the puck, put his head down, and tried to blast it. There's no sense in standing in front of the net, taking a beating if your teammates aren't going to shoot the puck and either try and deflect it, either screen a goaltender or pick up a rebound. You don't want to stand there and take a beating for no reason.
And defensively, you don't really have to do anything to the guy standing in front until the defenseman has the puck ready to shoot it. That's when you want to clear him out of there. Why waste a lot of energy in a shoving and pushing match?
1:30 remaining in the penalty to Secord as the Edmonton Oilers come out led by Curry. Drop pass for Gretzky. Gretzky moving into the slot for Coffey, and Coffey goes wide. Now it's Huddy picking it up off the board. Over for Coffey. Back to Huddy. Huddy with a shot. Gretzky on the rebound. And coming across the block, it was Murray. Bannerman made the initial save, and then Murray blocked Gretzky.
Well, you know, everybody's enthused about this game because the players on both benches are standing up watching the action.
Ball Coffey in front, and it's fired over the net by Anderson. Dumped out into the center ice area, and back there is Wayne Gretzky for Yari Curry. Across the line with 40 seconds left in the penalty. He tries to center, and it's broken up by Ludwig. Ludwig's unable to get out. Gretzky with a shot.
It's the power play goal for the Oilers. How often do you see Gretzky trail a play? You think the Hawks are going to get out? Look at Gretzky. He stays behind and just puts it right up in the top corner. A great shot. Ludwig overskated the puck originally. That's why they couldn't get it out. Gretzky's smart. He decides to trail. You never know what's going to happen. Here he picks it up. Really gets a lot on that shot. A quick shot, top corner.
And John, when a game is on the line or an important game, that's when your superstar really comes to the forefront. And again, it's Wayne Gretzky that rises to the occasion.
Well, it was Glenn Anderson who made that goal possible by forcing the turnover, poking it away from Ludwig. As it looks as though the Hawks will be able to clear the zone. So it's a 6-4 game. Gretzky's 10th from Anderson at 16:46. 2:49 left in period 2. The Oilers in front by 2 goals. A pass for Anderson, and Anderson was upset as Bannerman came out of the net. A shot from the point goes over top of the goal. Now it's Napier. For Napier, a quick shot. Anderson looking for that rebound as the save is made by Bannerman, and Anderson is hurt.
Edmonton Oilers constantly driving for that net. I didn't see how Anderson got hurt, but they have certainly forechecked the Chicago Blackhawks right into submission here. Now let's see to your left ear screen as the stick came up and caught Anderson high. The fake.
It was Wysiak's stick that came up and caught Anderson. Anderson always around that goal crease, so he had to stick up and flip Bob Murray in game 4 for a few pitches, and now it looks like Anderson's going to get a few. Watch Wysiak, his hockey stick, as he goes up there. He tried to bat the puck in midair. He missed it, and the follow-through caught Glenn Anderson up in the face. The fans are rather irate here in the Northland Coliseum, but really no reason to be. That was an accidental high stick by Tom Wysiak.
This period has been dominated by the Edmonton Oilers as Chicago has only registered 5 shots on net and have only had 1 good scoring chances. And again, that's that speed, and the Blackhawks continue to retreat.
They've been chasing Edmonton around. Edmonton's had the puck basically for the first 2 periods of play. And the only time Chicago's had great chances have been on their power play. Their power play has kept them in this game, but I would say if you're going to take a percentage, it'd be around 70% of the time Edmonton's had total control of the puck, and the Hawks have been chasing it. And it was just the opposite in Chicago in game 4, where the Blackhawks had the puck the majority of the time.
And it isn't any fun playing when you can't have the puck.
34-14. The Oilers lead in shots on goal, and the most important category, they lead on the scoreboard by a score of 6-4. Willie Lindstrom dumps it in and takes the check from Secor. Murray Bannerman had problems with that puck back of the net. It flies out front. McClellan is tied up and spun around and manages to get it again. Slides it into the corner for Hunter. Hunter trying to get it away from O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan falls on top of it. There'll be a face-off. Now this is pushing and shoving in the corner.
Again, the fans are hollering and screaming on a apparent hook by the Blackhawks, and it seems that's the only way they can slow down the Oilers at this stage of the game, because they are certainly skating with a lot of speed and excellent forechecking. You know, this line here is McClellan, Hunter, and Lindstrom are doing that forechecking. They're getting right on top of the Blackhawks, and you can see the Blackhawks with their face against the glass, and that, you know that the forechecking is there when that happens.
You know, and watching Kevin McClellan play like he has tonight, he said he grew up watching Bobby Clark play, and he certainly played like him tonight. He's been involved with all those little incidents of pushing and shoving, and a lot of times with Doug Wilson.
6 power play goals have been scored so far tonight by the 2 teams. 4 by Chicago, 2 by Edmonton. And the most power play goals by both teams in one game, 7. That was a year ago, April 28, 1984, when Edmonton defeated Minnesota 8-5. Edmonton had 3 power play goals in that one, Minnesota 4, but Edmonton won the game 8-5. Even though they trail in power play goals here, they lead at 6-4. Savard against Messier in the face-off circle. Now Savard is played down, and Sutter will step in. Messier out there with Willie Lindstrom and Dave Hunter. Sutter got the draw, got it back into his own zone. Brought out by DuPont. He was looking for Sutter with that long pass too far. And Huddy in his own zone tries to bring it out. And finally it's dumped into the Chicago Blackhawk bench, resulting in a whistle.
Charlie Huddy shaved the beard off for luck. I was talking to him this morning. He kind of reluctantly admitted the fact that it wasn't for luck, a little bit superstitious, didn't really want to talk about it, but finally I got it out of him. Yeah, I guess the Lord is trying to change things a little bit. A lot of hockey players do things in different fashions. Most of them are superstitious.
1:37 left in period 2. 6-4 is the score. It was 3-3 after 20 minutes. Blackhawks took the lead in the second. Then Edmonton has replied with 3 straight goals. That Blackhawk lead lasted just 21 seconds. Here's a race for the loose puck. Krushelnyski going in. Standing to make the save. Another shot. They score!
Nobody really looks around to see who's coming late, and Jari Kurri has the presence of mind to follow up the play. In case Krushelnyski doesn't score, he can get the rebound. You notice the Blackhawks didn't stop on the play. When Bannerman made the save, they skated away from the net. Well, Kurri had an easy time with it after that.
Well, Jari Kurri has certainly returned to form tonight after being shut out in the 2 games in Chicago. His 3rd goal of the game, his 14th of the playoffs, and Krushelnyski at 18:39, and the Oilers lead by 3. Olczak ahead for Troy Murray. His shot knocked out. Olczak gets the rebound, flips it. Cure has problems with it, and finally it's cleared. And now the Oilers break out. Kurri drops the pass over to Krushelnyski, saved by Bannerman, and the puck is cleared. 42 seconds left in period 2. 7-4, Edmonton in front. Game 5 of this Campbell Conference Final with the series tied at 2 games apiece. Paul Coffey going around O'Callaghan. Coffey tried to center it. It was deflected back of the net. Played up to the line. Olczak had difficulty controlling it, and Kozar is back for Edmonton. He drops it back, takes the return pass a little too far, and the Blackhawks gain control in their own zone with 10 seconds left in the period.
For Jari Kurri, that's the 3rd hat trick of the playoffs this year, and the 2nd time against the Blackhawks.
And that ends period 2. And the score at the end of 40 minutes is Edmonton 7, Chicago 4.
Earlier tonight in the Prince of Wales Conference Final, the Philadelphia Flyers took a 3-2 lead back home to the Spectrum by winning in Quebec. 2-1. Murray Craven's goal with 5 minutes left in the 3rd period of play was the winner. And Quebec had a 1-0 lead on J.S. Sauve's power play goal. Joe Patterson scored on the power play to tie it for the Flyers, and then the winner by Craven. And there was a whole lot of controversy, Chris, about an alleged goal, at least on Quebec's part, by Michel Goulet with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Referee Kerry Fraser ruled that he kicked or deliberately directed the puck into the net with his skate.
No question that will be the hot topic of conversation tomorrow, and I think it's fair to say our initial view of the goal was that it should have stood as Goulet was in the act of shooting, and it seemed to go in off his skate. And then you get into the judgment call, which it was, and Kerry Fraser made the call immediately.
Well, it's an awful tough call to make, and it is one that is strictly in the referee's judgment. Now, the fact that Michel Goulet was winding up to try to get a stick on the puck doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't deliberately trying to put the puck in with his skate. However, you could look at it the other way, too, and that's what the Nordiques will claim. We can get back to what's going to happen in that series when it does return to Philadelphia. I think the Flyers are going to be poised to try to end it in 6, certainly. They looked a little tired in this game, but now we want to give you a look at the goal that didn't count. Now, the skate makes a very definite turn. The swipe is made with the stick, and Goulet certainly thinks he has scored a goal. Lindbergh points immediately to the skate and wants to get the attention of Kerry Fraser. I think I'd have allowed the goal.
Tough call to make with just over 2 minutes to go, and the Nordiques certainly wish Kerry Fraser had. Philadelphia did play very well in the third period after being outplayed, and now they can finish it on Thursday night.
They're fooling back tonight, but not Kerr, and of course not Brad McCrimmon. Let's go to Don with them.
And the third period, with the Oilers leading 7-4 underway. And in that intermission, we went through the record book, and the Edmonton Oilers have established a few more in this game, and we'll pass them along to you. Here's Kozar putting in a shot, and the save by Bannerman. Paul Coffey was credited with an assist on that final goal. Lumley has it a shot, and Bannerman makes the save. So Coffey, 5 assists in that game, the game. That equals the record he set on April 20th against Winnipeg with a 5-point performance. Paul Coffey is bumped in against the boards by Savard, and Coffey is slow in getting to his feet. He is obviously hurting as he heads off to that Edmonton bench. Now in the center ice area, picked up by Lysiak. He tried to drop it to his feet. Here's the chance for Anderson. He fired it wide. Anderson bumps into the corner with Yaremchuk. I think this is his first shift to the hockey game.
Yes, it is, Don. And again, it was a bad line change by the Blackhawks that allowed Anderson to sail in home free.
Napier brings it out front. Couldn't get a shot away as the Oilers, leading 7-4, apply pressure here early in the third period. O'Callaghan has lost his stick, trying to freeze it against the board. Messier is there, trying to get it away from him. And finally, referee Bob Myers blows the whistle.
And when you look at the score, the Oilers leading 7-4, the Blackhawks with only 15 shots on net. Now, 7 of those 15 came while the Blackhawks had a man advantage. So you know that there has not been much offense by the Blackhawks when they played at even strength.
I would think if the Oilers get themselves perhaps one more goal, Coffey might not see much more ice time as far as this game goes. Watch him as he gets bumped, slides in and bangs his foot along the boards. And when he went to the bench, he dragged his left leg. It's that left instep that's bothering him.
McClelland has lost his stick. Troy Murray trying to get out of the zone. Tied up by Willie Lindstrom. Pass was over on the right side. Bob Murray brought it in across the line and then was checked by Kevin McClelland. Troy Murray with 18:02 remaining in this third period, circling, dumping it in, and it's fired back down the ice.
You can see the way the Edmonton Oilers forwards are working so hard. That takes a lot of pressure off the defensemen of the Oilers.
Dave Hunter with a shot right on, and Bannerman makes the save, and it's clear.
Well, you remember Muckler saying that how bad we were without the puck, especially in our own zone. Well, tonight they don't have to worry because they haven't spent much time in their own end of the ice. They've been in Chicago's end all the time.
Bannerman has had to contend with 40 shots so far in this hockey game. Those puck picked up by Gretzky. Gretzky circling at the line, drops it for Hunter. Hunter dumps it to the corner. Jari Kurri tried to slide it back to Gretzky over the Paul Coffey, and Hunter's got it. 6 points for Coffey, sets the record. They go lucky. Kurri drops the puck here. Flying, look at that. They still end up with it, though. And watch Coffey follow his own shot up. Nobody around him. The Blackhawks very guilty of basically standing around, and the Oilers are just showing a lot more zip, a lot more control, and taking advantage of everything they can get a hold of.
Well, the Oilers were talking about that this morning, John, saying, look, we've been here before. We've gone through this, some adversity. We're going to be ready for them. Ever.
And for Paul Coffey, his 9 goals. And that equals the National Hockey League record. He is record We wondered if he would even be able to start the game after being injured in the warm-up. 8-4 the score. Secord takes the shot off the side of the net. Here's a chance for Murray to save by Grant Fuhr. In front of the net, they bang away at it, and Martin went around and took a shot. But Fuhr knocked that one down, and now Bob Murray is hurt, and now Secord and Coffey are in the scrap.
Well, Bob Murray fell right over top of the goaltender Fuhr, and he just stayed down immediately. You can see him trying to get over. Actually, Yuri Curry's holding him up. He has something wrong with his, I believe, his left leg. Secord went after Coffey. Coffey tied the record for goals. It was held by Bobby Orr and Brad Park. Now watch the play in front of the net as Fuhr made a couple of big saves on Murray. There's one save, another scrambling type save. Now Murray comes from behind the net, watch him go right over top of everybody, and he hurt himself right in that scramble.
So we have penalties coming up with 16:37 remaining in the third.
Paul Coffey set the record, and now he'll spend the next couple of minutes in the penalty box along with Secord. They both get 2-minute roughing penalties.
We were wondering what happened to Bob Murray. Watch him bang his ankle on the goalpost as he jumps over top. Watch this right there. His right ankle. He swung around and caught it directly on the goalpost, and you can see the pain there. Here's how the penalties happen. Secord and Coffey, perhaps Secord showing a little bit of bitterment towards the game itself when you have an 8-4 hockey game, not happy with the turn of events.
Well, the 8 goals give the Oilers 34 so far in this series. That breaks the record of 33 for a 6-game series, which this will go. Here's Campbell with a shot. Anderson trying to get to the rebound, and it is cleared back of the net. Now Ludwig trying to get out of there. Anderson tying him up. Messier also comes in there. Puck is loose in the corner. Messier is dumped by Troy Murray, and it's brought out by Steve Ludwig. Ludwig crossed the line, and the play is whistled down on the offside.
Do you think that perhaps Fulford might consider taking Bannerman out of the game if it doesn't look out, or I don't imagine that the Blackhawks will be able to come back to a 4-goal deficit, perhaps put Gordetsky in there?
Well, they may make a change. Bannerman's at 43 shots. Troy Murray and Messier, two stronger people. That time Messier took the worst of it. He's getting back to Gordetsky. As Tom look up, I'm not sure if he's looking at the scoreboard. He sees there's almost 16 minutes left. Maybe he's looking up at the heavens saying, I don't want to go in there the way the Oilers are flying in this hockey game.
Gretzky gets it to Curry. Curry put himself offside. 15:47 is the time left in the period. 1:10 in the minor penalties to Secord and Coffey. 12 goals already scored in this game. These teams have equaled another record. The most goals by both teams in a 6-game series, 56. That will probably be broken tonight, if not certainly on Thursday in Chicago when the series continues. Here's a chance for Bergevin. He has only had one other shift, I believe, in the hockey game. He has been used sparingly by the Hawks tonight because of the return of Keith Brown and Doug Wilson. Gary Curry with a hat trick already, looking for number 4. And it has got it for Larson.
Well, again, the Oilers just seem to control the puck. They're getting shots at will for it. Murray Bannerman. That's shot number 44. Bannerman looks behind him. He's not sure where it is.
Watch the speed of Curry again, the way the Blackhawks back in. And look at the time he has to unload that shot. And the way he can shoot it, and the other Oilers, it's no wonder that they're getting all those chances. They're skating, the Blackhawks are watching.
And we have more penalties coming up. Don Jackson will be going off, and Ken Yaremchuk. And Jackson trying to get at Yaremchuk again as Yaremchuk has stepped into the penalty box. That comes with 15:19 remaining in the third. It came as they were changing players, both sides.
You know, for a guy that hasn't played a while, you want to leave an impression with Coach Caesar, showing the brass that he's ready to play. He'll play aggressively and take on anybody, and he wants to play the next game in Chicago, too. So I think that's why Jackson is pulling some of this stuff. And it's been effective. He's made his point.
There wasn't many players on the Oilers that did play real aggressive in the game in Chicago, or either game in Chicago for that matter. But I was talking to Jackson about the idea of not playing that much. He only played 2 games in the playoffs prior to this one, and that was when Kevin Lowe was out with a Charlie horse in round number 1 against the LA Kings. And Jackson said he lifts a lot of weights and rides a stationary bike a lot besides practicing to stay in shape. So he felt he was ready physically, and he's played physically.
John, that's a good point about the players that have not seen much action. They have to be ready in the event that they are called upon, because that's the time when they have to perform.
Well, it appears as though some fans in the vicinity of that Chicago bench are going to be evicted. Bob Fulford, early in the first period, had some problems with some spectators behind that bench. Well, his conduct penalties have been assessed against Uremchuk and Jackson, in addition to a roughing call against Jackson and a slashing penalty against Uremchuk. Bob Myers has had a busy night here at the Northland Coliseum in Game 5 of this series. 8-4, the Oilers lead the Blackhawks. The Oilers have totally dominated, 44-17 in shots on goal. They lead. The 4 goals by the Blackhawks, all on the power play.
I don't have any idea who's going to be the referee in Game 6 in Chicago, but whoever it is, if you're listening, good luck, because it's going to be a battle.
Let's take a look at a few more records. Gary Curry, 3 hat-tricks. He has one tonight. That ties a playoff record set by Mark Messier and Mike Bossy back in 1983. Paul Coffey now has 24 points, and the record for most points by a defenseman in a playoff year is 25 by Dennis Potvin. So Paul Coffey has a chance to tie that mark in tonight's game. He has 6. If he gets the 7th point, that equals Wayne Gretzky's playoff record. Unbelievable performance by Coffey. We really were wondering at the start of the game if he would even play when he limped off to the dressing room.
It is just an amazing performance. He was helped off. He was actually limping. He could hardly put any weight on his foot. The trainer helped him off. Speaking of Paul Coffey, you look at Ledzik. Both real good friends. They got into a scrap against each other in Game 4. In fact, Paul Coffey was at Ledzik's wedding this summer.
Maybe he didn't like the food being served.
Hockey's a heated game.
Low with a blast. That sails by. Vogelin drops it into the corner. O'Callaghan bodied there by Messier. It was a similar check by Messier against Keith Brown in Game 1 that put the Chicago defenseman out.
You know, if you think about Mark Messier over the last couple of seasons, how physical he can be dominating when he plays a physical brand, but in days past, he used to play a lot of times with his elbows up, with his stick up, ended up in the penalty box more so than not. Now, look at this body check. The stick comes up a little bit, but the arms were down, the elbows were down. Not a dirty check at all. Good physical body check and a clean one.
And the one thing about Mark Messier, when he hits you, he hurts you. You know, he puts a lot of power behind that check.
Well, Mark Messier was the winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy as the outstanding playoff performer last year. I would think that right now Paul Coffey's got a pretty good shot at it. He certainly has to be among the contenders, and Paul Coffey has to be among the contenders for our Molson Free Star Award tonight as well. As Vogelin touches it, icing against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, it hasn't been a bad night for Wayne Gretzky and his line. You know, going into this 3rd period, the line had 6 goals and 16 shots. So you may stop Gretzky for a game, maybe even limit him to a couple of points in another game. But the explosion is bound to happen, so the line has shown its true worth tonight. Hey, Savard, of course, always to the attack for the Chicago Blackhawks with his skating skills, and he has been the last goal scorer for the Blackhawks. The Oilers have scored the last 4 in a row. Last 5 in a row.
Now Savard controls it, passes it off to Wilson. He took a shot. It was blocked by Kevin Lowe. Penalty coming up. A delayed call against the Edmonton Oilers. Secord coming out of the penalty box, tried to pick it up. He was tied up. And the play is whistled down. He's touched by Edmonton. Tonight's game is coming to you from Edmonton.
Now Lee Vogelin draws a holding penalty, and he did a pretty good tackle job. as we would be accustomed to seeing in the football league. Look at that good takedown. I'll get a tryout with the Eskimos.
14:26 is the time left in the third. 1:07 in the minor penalties to Yaremchuk and Don Jackson, but they also drew misconduct, so they won't be returning to the ice until the late stages of this period, if at all.
Chicago had one other 4-on-3 situation in this game, and that was in the first period, and Chicago scored on that power play opportunity.
Doug Wilson now to Lysiak. Lysiak to Wilson at the side of the net. In front now to Lysiak. He couldn't get his shot away as Troy Murray tried to step Lysiak, breaking for the net. Lysiak again, taken out of the play by Kevin Lowe. Messier unable to clear it, gets another opportunity, circles in his own zone, and then dumps it down the ice.
You know, one thing you talked about home ice advantage, the actual ice surface here in the Northlands Coliseum is rated by many as the best in the National Hockey League, and that really helps Edmonton's game. Chicago's ice surface is terrible because it gets so slushy.
Shot by Wilson right on, and pure Holton.
John, when it gets slushy, a team that likes to use a lot of skating and quick pass work have trouble in the slushy arena. You remember how many shots they took that went high, actually for both teams, high over top of the shoulders of the goaltenders. Grant Fuhr mentioned it, but here in Edmonton, the ice surface is rated by most people, most coaches, general managers in the league, as the best in the league.
Now let's just talk about home ice advantage. You know, people say that it doesn't matter. I really believe it does, and I think the welcome home that the Oilers got here tonight made a big difference to them, and I think it really got them going.
It does.
That's the noisiest I've ever heard it here.
It does to both teams here, but I don't think it does to the Quebec Nordique. They had a lot of trouble winning at home.
Well, this has strictly been a home ice series so far, with the Oilers winning games 1 and 2 here, 11-2 and 7-3. They lead at 8-4. Chicago with a power play. Wilson for Troy Murray. He dumps it to the corner for Secord to Savard. Savard unable to get out with it. Now Wilson pinches in from the point for Savard. Savard is taken out of the play. It's loose back at the net. And Randy Gregg picks it up in the corner and clears it.
Now there's another good example of the strength of a Mark Messier, as he took a check to make a play and dump it into his own corner, and the Oilers were able to clear it under their own end.
Savard on the right side for Larmer. Larmer tried to give it back to Savard too far, and it's fired down the ice again by Edmonton. 36 seconds remaining in the penalty to Fogelin. Hunter races in, gets bumped into the corner. The puck's on the move. Picked up by Curry. A delayed penalty call against Chicago. Curry had it poked away by Larmer, and that produces a whistle. And the Chicago Blackhawks will get a penalty. Stanley Cup 85 on CBC is coming to you from Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
Well, Grant Fuhr's had a 2-minute minor in this hockey game. This time it's Murray Bannerman's chance. Let's see, does this look like Billy Smith? Days of old when the Oilers used to come from behind the net. There you saw the flash. A good call by the official. Usually when Billy Smith does it, if he hits the player behind the net, the player looks like he's been shot, and he goes down like a rock. That time not quite as efficient.
Yes, the flash by Murray Bannerman on Gary Curry didn't seem to faze the Edmonton player at all. But it's been a tough night for Murray Bannerman. He's faced 45 shots, and he has 8 goals fired past him by the Edmonton Oilers.
His career goals against average against Edmonton is 6.37, so that goes up a notch or two after this game.
Ludwig back into his own zone for Bob Murray. In 12 seconds, the Edmonton Oilers will have a manpower advantage. Ludwig bringing it out, crossing the line, trying to go between the two defensemen, Gregg and Lowe. He was tied up, and now the Edmonton Oilers have a man advantage. Kevin Lowe brings it in across the line, drops it from McCollum. The shot goes wide. And Ludwig finds an opening and clears it. And now it's McCollum on the right side for Gretzky. Gretzky looking back to the point, trying to hit Coffey, who had come onto the ice as the Oilers made a change, but it was deflected past him. Now Charlie Huddy winds up for Curry with Gretzky. Curry trying to get it into Gretzky. He does. Gretzky out front. Hunter fires the flag. into the corner. Bergevin is first there for Chicago, and Bergevin will dump it down the ice. Pop stops it at his own line, tries to go rink wide, picked off by Olchek. Olchek for Chicago, unable to get around Huddy, and Poppy has the puck in his own zone. 37 seconds left in the penalty. Coffey with a goal and 5 assists from the right side for Curry. Curry for Huddy. Huddy unable to get a shot away. Tries to dump it into the slot. It was picked off by Bergevin. He shoots it directly on Grant Fuhr.
Ben Wilson not getting any ice time at all for the Blackhawks. He's got severe groin problems, full groin. They decided to rest him here in the third period. He's already been on the ice whatsoever.
Hockey night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs. The tradition continues.
Remind you that this program is copyright and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Murray Bannerman. 11 minutes in the period.
Now, we've talked a couple of times tonight about the penalty killing of Billy Carroll. When he was with Butch Goring with the Islanders, they used to go up the day of a game and spend a good hour or 2 hours watching the video machines of the other team's power plays, and he said he learned all his penalty killing from Butch Goring.
Bob Murray takes a long shot, knocked down by Kevin Lowe. To the other side for Messier. He gets it out to Carroll, to Lumley. Lumley tries to return it to Carroll. Carroll could control it, but Lumley gets it to him again. Both sides now at full strength as the Blackhawks fire it down the ice. Fuhr is forced to make the save, so the icing is waved off. And now Dave Lumley hits Carroll. In across the line for Bozar. Poked away from him at the last minute by Doug Wilson. Bozar is taken in against the boards. Lysiak plays it around the other side. Coffey's got it. Coffey tied up, unable to get it out front. Back comes Chicago. Patterson looking for Lysiak. He was offside. 10:07 is the time left in period 3. Well, there will be a sixth game in this series, and it will take place on Thursday night at Chicago Stadium. Whether there will be a seventh back here at Northlands Coliseum on Saturday night will, of course, depend on what happens in Chicago. And so far, it's been strictly a home ice series. Out front for Messier. He landed the shot. Coffey cross ice to Huddy. He fired it wide. Anderson back to the net, flipping it out front. It's grabbed by Bannerman for a whistle.
So Chicago's only beaten the Oilers once in Edmonton lifetime. They're 112-1. That win was an 8-6 victory the night after the Oilers beat the Russians in Edmonton 4-3, and that was back in December of 1982. So you can almost bet that Edmonton weren't really up for that particular hockey game. They've really had the Chicago Blackhawks number here in Edmonton over the years.
And of course, when the Oilers are playing their skating game, and the Blackhawks game plan is to try to rough them up a little bit and be very aggressive, they haven't been able to do that. They haven't been able to catch the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, that's where the difference of the short ice surface in Chicago, that's what difference it makes.
Lead pass for Larmer. Larmer over to Sutter. Sutter trying to go around low. It slides to the side of the goal and is held by Grant Fuhr. Game 6 on Thursday night on Hockey Night in Canada.
One point that Howie Meeker made going into this hockey game was that Edmonton had to play physical and mean, and they have been. And they have played tough, and they've got the 4-goal lead. But I also believe that this larger ice surface allows them to skate a lot more. Chicago just can't seem to catch him here, whereas in Chicago they were able to.
That's a good point, and the Blackhawks, of course, will be going back to Chicago and regroup, I guess is the word. The coaching staff said all we have to do is win one game here in Edmonton. Well, if we're going to win one, it'll have to be the 7th one.
So I agree with Howie with the bumping and grinding by the Oilers, but I disagree. I think this larger ice surface makes a difference.
Kevin Lowe behind his own net. Messier unable to get out. Circles back into his own zone. Up on the wing for Fogelin. Back to Napier. Over for Kevin Lowe. He put a move on Bannerman. Was in too deep. Went back at the net and was unable to center it. Excellent move by Kevin Lowe on Murray Bannerman, but he went a little too deep. It's fired down the ice. Grant Fuhr was forced to make a play on it, so there was no icing. And back comes Mark Messier. A long shot sails wide. 8:41 left in the third. Game 6 in the series. Thursday night at Chicago Stadium. Game you'll see on Hockey Night in Canada. Should it go 7, they'll be back here on Saturday night. And Hockey Night in Canada will also have that one for you. Randy Gray or Charlie Huddy. On the right side from McClellan, he plays it off the boards and into the Chicago zone. Olchak unable to clear it. Hunter working to the corner. Having problems there with Olchak. Hunter still has it out front.
Mulberry Bannerman being left defenseless. Rod Hunter just control the play. Nobody takes him out. But 2 guys try and get him. Now he just gets out all by himself. McClellan in front, he tipped Dupont. He wouldn't allow Dupont to move out and try and make the check. Let's watch in front of the net this time as Hunter comes out. Watch McClellan hold Dupont as Hunter skates in front and puts the pass Bannerman.
John, and after the puck went in the net, Dupont, he had dropped his stick and glove. He wanted to get a piece of McClellan and engage him in a fight.
Well, Hunter does a smart thing. Nobody's going to check you. Skate in front and put it in the net. There you can see Bannerman moved across with him. And Hunter went across his body and put it in the open side.
He saw that McClellan had a good hold of Dupont's stick. He wasn't going anywhere.
That's the first goal of the playoffs for Dave Hunter. It comes at 11:57. Pass intercepted by Lysiak. Lysiak waiting for his teammates to catch up. Tried to play it back to the line for Bergevin, and it bounced out into the center ice area. Now picked up by Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski for Curry. He abandoned the shot. Back comes Patterson. Patterson shoots it in. Bannerman stops it at the side of the net. Plays it off the boards for Yari Curry. Curry dumps it ahead for Krushelnyski. Broken up by the Blackhawks. Patterson took the pass across 2 lines offside. From Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup 85 on CBC. Well, the Edmonton Oilers in the 3 games against the Chicago Blackhawks so far at Northlands Coliseum have scored a total of 27 goals. I guess you could say happiness for the Blackhawks will be Northlands Coliseum in their rearview mirror. With 13 goals now scored in this game, 57 so far in the series. That is a playoff record.
You saw your Yaremchuk, he got tossed out of the hockey game. Which is speaking of records, I think by the time we get to Chicago, I'm going to have to bring my brother, the accountant, to try and figure this out. There's records to break records here.
Larner, Rogers and Jackson. Well, Yaremchuk picked up another 10-minute misconduct. Sutter working to the corner, bumped in against the boards by Fogelin. Lumley takes the check from Dupont. Got the pass away to Kozar, but now Dupont and Lumley are going out.
Way back behind the play again. Lumley took a run at one of the Hawks. Dupont so frustrated from that last play. When Hunter scored, he went right after Lumley. Now watch what happens. There's some bumping and grinding. Watch Lumley run at Sutter, and then Dupont's going to come in. That's how it all started. Sutter grinding along the boards, but Lumley's been rather effective in both games. I would think if you're a Chicago Blackhawk fan or a player, you wouldn't be very happy with the antics of Lumley, but he's basically done his job. You know, he hasn't had much ice time in the entire playoffs. The last 2 games, he's agitated the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, that's what Sather has him out there for, to cause a disturbance and get the Blackhawks thinking about getting even with Lumley rather than playing their game.
I think last year in the playoffs, Ken Lindstrom did it for the Edmonton Oilers and did it very effectively. This year, it looks like it's Lumley's turn. Dave Lumley could think about how fortunate he is. Dupont chatting, having a chat with the entire bench of the Edmonton Oilers. I mentioned at the start of the game how intense he is. Here you can see his emotions getting the best of him.
Well, just before that, Yaremchuk Tkachuk obviously said something to referee Bob Myers as he came out of the penalty box after serving a 10-minute misconduct. He picked up another 10-minute misconduct, so he was automatically ejected.
Savard and Glenn Sather having a few words with each other, and all that goes all the way back to the Canada Cup where Savard was cut by Glenn Sather. They don't get along. Savard has come out publicly and stated that he just does not like Glenn Sather. He says, "It's nothing personally, I just don't like the guy." And now they're really jawing at each other.
Well, I think during the training camp for Team Canada, Sather never said a word to Savard all through training camp, and also had that groin injury, had to practice, and Messier had a groin injury, and Sather gave him 3 days off.
And
so I think he's a little upset about that.
Very upset. That's the Savard side of the story. And then Sather was saying that if Dennis Savard had shown up in the proper condition, he would have made the hockey club. He said he's got records to prove that Savard was the worst conditioned player that was invited to camp. So both sides of the story there, and it's going to get heated up for the next game in Chicago on Thursday night.
Well, they won't be able to yap at each other because in Chicago Stadium you won't be able to hear anything down in the ice level with that constant crowd noise.
They can read lips, I think.
DuPont with a 2-minute minor, a 5-minute major, and a 10-minute misconduct. Lovely gets a 5-minute major and a 10-minute misconduct. Sather and Savard are still drawing away at each other. You know, the Hawks figured to a physical motif to this series, but in this game tonight, it's the Edmonton Oilers who have been the aggressive physical hockey team.
I tell you what, I just don't think that the Chicago Blackhawks grinders are able to catch and pump the Oilers when the Oilers are going at high speed. There, look at Savard trying to tell Ken Sather that he's got a 12 head, a big head. Savard trying to mimic the coach and general manager of the Edmonton Oilers. They were really going at each other. Fulford was also having a chat with Bob Myers, trying to get things going here.
Tommy Ivan looking on from his seat in the press box. And I'm sure already looking ahead to Game 6 Thursday night at Chicago Stadium.
You know, one thing about a game like this, Fulford will take most of the blame. He'll shoulder the blame for the club not winning. Savard's still going at it with Sather. You know, Fulford's a good, smart person in that sense. He won't let his players take the blame. He'll shoulder it himself. He's trying to prepare him for the next outing in the playoffs. 51 days to travel, and then back at it. One thing that Fulford said when he took over was, "Now, guys, this is back in February. Today we start to work, and it's hockey club has really put on a pretty good showing throughout the playoffs. Not so much in Edmonton, but they're here, they're in the semis."
Well, Sather's trying to get the game underway again. And finally, Fraser goes over to the penalty box and serves a minor penalty assessed against Jerome DuPont, who has been given a major and a 10-minute misconduct. So he's finished for the night with 6:47 remaining in the third. Fulford still shouting and yelling at referee Bob Myers.
John, just taking that a step further, Fulford will be very positive in his approach to game number 6 in Chicago. Out of this game tonight, he'll have some positive aspects that he can use for the return game in Chicago.
Well, I know one thing, he doesn't want to send his players on the ice there. He finally sent them on the ice to get this thing going again. His team's short-handed with DuPont in the penalty box. And Sather, the coaching staff, along with Teddy Green, trying to get their club going, trying to mask their emotions.
Well, both teams are going to charter out back to Chicago immediately after the game tonight, separate airplanes, of course. But the way this game is going, it's going to be early tomorrow morning, about 6, I would suggest, before they get back to Chicago.
I hope they're on separate airplanes.
Gretzky in across the line, offside. 1:44 remaining in the minor penalty. Paul Coffey is out there. He has 6 points tonight. He could wind up with a Stanley Cup record equaling 7 points. Gretzky got that in the 4th game against Winnipeg. Initially set that record of 7 points in one game. against the Calgary Flames. Golchak knocking down a pass and letting a blast go from just inside the blue line. It went wide. Coffey already with 5 assists in this game. The most assists in one Stanley Cup playoff game is 6. Gretzky with a drive off the stick high up into the crowd.
Of course, with Wayne Gretzky with 2 goals, he'd like to also get the hat trick. It's been a shootout, and the way the game first started, we thought maybe the last shot would win this hockey game, and then the Oilers took over. But when they play like this, there isn't a team in hockey that can beat them.
Messier getting more ice time, now taking a breather. You know, a lot of people, when you talk about hockey around Edmonton, especially with professional hockey people, they mention that Mark Messier is still improving. How good is he going to be? And he's so intense and plays so well in the playoffs. The character of Messier in the playoffs is what makes him just a great player.
You know, and when he becomes mean and starts throwing his weight around, it's amazing how players will start to avoid him. You know, they'll give him a lot of skating room.
Here's a shot knocked down and held by Murray Vanneman off the stick of Willie Lindstrom.
We're talking about Messier. You know, he skated well and worked hard in those 2 games in Chicago, but he wasn't near as physical as he has been in this year hockey game. Bergeron getting some ice time. A lot of ice time. The youngsters played actually in Springfield in the American Hockey League last year during the playoffs only. He was called up from junior for the playoffs. Doug Stoddard, the coach now of the Medicine Hat Tigers, coached him in Springfield, and that short span in the playoffs gave him some valuable experience.
The Hawks bang it up around the boards and out of play.
Bob Holper talked about Bergman. He said he's going to be a real good one, you know, with each year and the experience and getting to know the players, getting to know the league. Just watch how he develops. Well, Troy Murray, when the Oilers get the lead, you don't have to worry about shadowing Wayne Gretzky. That certainly takes care of any game plan you might have.
Game 6, maybe they should contemplate shadowing Paul Coffey.
Okay, I'm going to go back to that short ice surface again in Chicago. Coffey has less time to get all wound up, get those great skating legs going, because they clog up that neutral zone, and that makes it hard for Coffey.
But as Gary has pointed out a couple of times tonight, the Blackhawks defensively are backing into their own zone. Messier takes a hip check from Doug Wilson, and Wilson appears to be hurt again. Wide. He had a wide open net. He tried to slide it into Napier, bounced off a stick, and is cleared.
Doug Wilson can hardly skate. He's staying on the ice. He gave the hip check to Messier. He's out there in pain. I don't know why he just doesn't go over the bench and take the rest of the night off.
Lead pass for Glenn Anderson in front of Gretzky. Backhand shot. Hanneman makes the save. 17 seconds remaining in the penalty. Ludwig drives it into the Edmonton zone. Blocked by Cure. To Coffey, to Anderson, drop pass. Gretzky with a shot. He gets it again. As it hit a Chicago player, then it's knocked away from number 99 out into the center ice area. Chicago is back at full strength. Link wide pass for Gretzky. They roll across 2 lines. 4:40 is the time left. 9-4 Edmonton in front. Oh, you have to admire a player like Ottawa native Doug Wilson performing with that injured groin and throwing a hip check as he did on that attempt by Mark Messier. But you wonder if it's all worth it, because he was limping as he went off to the box. Will he be ready for Game 6? Back to the line for Vogelin, a shot.
They did in Game 1. They hit one, that big one for Lee Vogelin. Watch it, all he does is wind up for that slap shot. It trickles through the pads of Murray Vanneman behind the goal line.
Well, the Oiler defenseman has played more playoff games than anybody else on his hockey club at all the time in the world. Troy blasted by Vanneman. Vogelin's second goal of the playoffs.
Vogelin from McClellan and Hunter at 15:43, and it's 10-4. Secord is dumped by Vogelin as the puck slides back into the Edmonton zone. Kevin Lowe on the left side for Hunter. Hunter gets it back to McClellan. Across the line. He lost control of it. Goes to the board. He's bumped there by Secord. Doug Wilson also comes in there to tie it up with 3:43 left in the game.
Well, the Oilers have scored 36 goals. The Chicago Blackhawks have scored 22. The Oilers are only up by 1 game.
36 goals in 5 games. You're only up by 1. Look at Doug Wilson hasn't missed a chip. It's hard for me to believe that he's still on the ice. I don't know if he just is trying to give it his best shot, or I just can't see him being ready for the game Thursday. I just can't believe that he's out there still trying to play. It takes a big heart to do it, but I just don't think it's smart.
Of course, Bob Colford has his team scheduled to have ice time in Chicago tomorrow afternoon, as do the Oilers. And we wonder if the teams will practice, maybe a light skate, perhaps some of the guys that don't see much ice time during the game will go for a little workout. But if you're not in shape at this time of the year, you'll never be in shape.
Well, the other injured Chicago defenseman, Keith Brown, who suffered a hip pointer in Game 1. He's dressed tonight for the first time since, but he has seen limited duty back in the blue line tonight.
So of their 6 starting defensemen, 3 of them are playing with severe injuries, and that's certainly a major problem.
And Bob Murray has also been hurt tonight. He took a whack in that ankle, and he suffered a cut on his forehead in Game 4. So he's less than 100% as well.
John, I think those are the obvious injuries. Both teams, they try to hide injuries of players and teams when they get into the playoffs. I'm sure there's a lot of battered and bruised bodies on both hockey clubs still trying to give it their best shot in the playoffs.
And feelings running very high. We could have quite a wild night at Chicago Stadium in Game 6 of this series on Thursday, and we'll have it for you on Hockey Night in Canada. We advise you to check your local listings for the telecast time in your area.
And you know the Chicago Blackhawks are going to go back to their grinding game and try to again outmuscle Edmonton. That certainly hasn't materialized here at Northland.
3:26 left in the game. Troy Murray against Billy Carroll. Puck comes back to the line. Bob Murray takes the shot. It's gloved and held by Fury.
Coach Gator trying to employ the 4-line system here in the third period, doing it effectively. People, the third and fourth line, getting a few points. Hunter in particular with a goal and assist here in the third period.
If you're going to be a 4th line or a 3rd line and you're utilized to check the big line of the Blackhawks, the worst you want to be is even. You don't want to be a minus player. And then when you chip in with the odd goal, that's a real bonus. So that line has been able to do that in tonight's contest.
49-20, the shots on goal. Grant Fuhr has not had a great deal of work in goal for the Edmonton Oilers, while Murray Bannerman has been flopping all over the ice at the other end.
Did you hear that remark from our producer? That you could have played Nets tonight? So
Don't bet on it. There's not much chance. Grant Fuhr is a pretty good softball player. He plays it as much as he can during the summer. He's a catcher most of the time and a first baseman part of the time. And Grant says that's how he gets his exercise in the off-season. But he's moved up to the 5th division, so he's getting better. And one time he was in the 14th. So I'm not sure how bad that is.
Those who were watching our telecast from Chicago on Monday night, won by the Blackhawks 8-6. Fuhr was hurt. Here's a lead pass for Kozar. Kozar is tied up by Bob Murray. The puck comes up in front of the net. Dumped ahead to Troy Murray. A long shot. Fuhr makes the save into the slot. As the puck rolls, the Blackhawks are unable to get a shot away. Kozar comes back, crossing with Napier. Napier takes the shot. Loved by Bannerman, and he holds.
I think for Glenn Taylor to get his squad perform very well in the game coming up in Chicago on Thursday night is simply to have a good first period. The 2 games, games 3 and 4 in Chicago, the team was absolutely horrendous in both first periods, and that basically cost them both games. I think if the Oilers come out and play well, they'll have a good shot at winning there. Of course, Chicago's not going to agree with that. And they're also, and we can't mention it enough, they're going to have their own home fans behind them. And that sometimes gets that adrenaline flowing, and that makes players forget about injuries.
Also, the players realize they don't want to get into a 7-game situation, because in a 7th game, it's like spinning the wheel. Anything can happen.
Can you visualize just how wild that crowd would be in Chicago if the Blackhawks had scored 10 goals in this game? Back of the net. Tried to set up Vogelin, who was racing in from the point. It hopped away from him. Now Secord clears it. 2:03 is the time left. Kevin Lowe back in his own zone to Vogelin. Up to the line for McClellan. McClellan's pass on the wing, fired in by Hunter. Hanneman is forced to make the save. Savard in the cross the line, trying to go around break. Out front, and it's fired wide by Bob Murray. Penalty coming up against the Edmonton Oilers. I think Willie Lindstrom will be going on.
And he looks to the heavens in disbelief as he heads for the penalty box. Of course, Bob Fulford, he knows that his team will be ready to be mentally prepared. And here's Savard behind the net. Throws a good centering pass out. And then as Lindstrom grabs hold, he gets called on the penalty. Fulford knows that home ice is very important to his hockey club. They have a lot of pride, the Chicago Blackhawks. He'll have them ready to go for Game 6 in Chicago.
I think in Fulford trying to be positive will say, well, we're going to win at home. We have 2 chances to win in Edmonton. We didn't win tonight. Maybe we'll win the 7th up there. The ultimate way of trying to be positive, and that's the only way to go after a blowout such as this. After that real bad blowout in Game 1 here in Edmonton, a lot of the players on the Blackhawks mentioned that they weren't yelled at or anything else. They have a chance to try and get their power play going again as Lindstrom's in the penalty box.
And after that blowout in Game 1, a lot of people thought it would be a 4-game sweep for the Edmonton Oilers, but home ice was certainly a big advantage to the Blackhawks. And I'm sure it will be again in Game 6 on Thursday night. Savard, shot right on, the rebound, center forward!
Well, this one starts right off the face-off. Another power play goal for the Blackhawks. You know, when Sutter finally scores the goal here, I think Fuhrer was sprawled across the ice. He thought that Sutter would have to go up top. And so when he tried to reach up with it, Sutter simply put it right underneath him. Started with a face-off. A good face-off for Murray as he beat McClellan. They controlled the puck off the face-off. Now watch. When Sutter gets control of the puck, he's almost tackled. So Fuhrer's on the ice. Sutter gets it. Fuhrer thinks he's going to go up with it. Sutter simply slips it right underneath him.
Johnny was very fortunate there also because he could have shot the puck in on his backhand. So he wasted a couple of seconds by going to a forehand, but there wasn't really anybody in position to be able to take him out. So the Blackhawks have certainly been dynamite on the power play, but that's been it.
Sutter from Savard and Troy Murray at 18:37, a power play goal, the 5th of the game for the Chicago Blackhawks, and the 7th of the game for the 2 teams. Edmonton has 2 of them.
12 goals in the playoffs for Sutter. That's just a super playoff for him, man. He's done a heck of a job for his Blackhawks.
We're into the final minute of the 3rd period. Troy Murray circling out of his own zone. Working in against Randy Gregg. The puck is knocked to the corner and then cleared around on the board. 10-5. The Edmonton Oilers will take a 3-2 lead in this series with Game 6 coming your way from Chicago on Thursday night.
John, the game of hockey is a lot of mistakes and bad penalties. You know, as a player, I made every mistake that you could possibly make, and I think I took every bad penalty that you could possibly take. But that's what this game is all about. And both coaches have talked about it. The mental lapses that you have, the mistakes that you make in your own end are going to cost you. And the team that makes the fewer ones, they're normally going to come out ahead.
Well, the Blackhawks just simply didn't play well in their own zone at all. They backed in again, and I think, you know, once Edmonton gets that team speed going, well, teams sort of watch them instead of reacting to them, and Chicago did a lot of watching during this game.
Randy Gregg, link wide for Don Jackson. Into the center ice area. Fired back in by Chicago. 15 seconds remaining in the game, and the fans still remaining at Northland Coliseum are on their feet, applauding the Oilers. They set up a tremendous roar at the start of this hockey game, but not constant like the experience at Chicago Stadium, where the roar there starts with the national anthem and does not stop until the game is over.
Well, I got to hand it to the Edmonton fans, though. The players have said they would like to hear noise tonight, and they heard it. So they were behind their hockey club right from the start.
In Chicago, they don't have to ask for noise. It's a natural reaction by the Blackhawk fans. So the Edmonton Oilers have taken a 3-2 lead in games in this Campbell Conference Final.
The Oilers made it look easy. They skated, they shot hard, and they scored. The Blackhawks, they were not very good, but there is a game 6 back in Chicago, and this isn't the time to start this nonsense.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is just setting up for Thursday night's game. The emotions are going to be high, and I would think that in that hockey game in Chicago, it will be another marathon affair. A lot of whistles, a lot of pushing and shoving, very high with emotion.
Well, words are still being exchanged out there. Dennis Savard again skated past that Edmonton bench to say something to Glenn Sather. Paul Coffey is sitting down at the bench. He was the only player who had not gone out on the ice. 51 shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers. Looks like a rugby scrum out there. The players still milling around and doing a little shoving. Some of the Edmonton players, Coffey and Anderson, along with Gretzky, still on the bench.
This is going to result in some heavy fines for both hockey clubs. New rule set into the league this year. It was just before the playoffs started that each team was given a release from the NHL office stating big fines if you don't go to your dressing rooms immediately following the games or periods. I know Calgary Winnipeg lost a few bucks during the playoffs in their series.
Well, finally, the players decide they've had enough and head off to the dressing room. The final score, Edmonton 10, Chicago 5. Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage continues in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's Molson 3 stars, chosen by Jim Matheson of the Edmonton Journal. Tonight's first star from the Oilers, number 7, Paul Coffey. Tonight's second star, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. And tonight's third star, number 17, Yeri Curry.
The Edmonton Oilers outshot Chicago 51-23 in this game. They have outscored the Blackhawks by a total of 13 goals in the 5 games, yet, Howie Meeker, this series isn't over. But from what you've seen tonight, do you think it's almost over?
Well, I would think so. When they go into Chicago, what they have to do is exactly the same thing they did tonight, David. They have to come out and set the pace. Hey, tonight we check. Tonight we constantly harass the puck carrier. We finish the checks. We play it tough. Don't wait for Chicago to set the pace. If they do that, it'll be a heck of a hockey game. But sooner or later, their tremendous offensive skills will have to win for them.
Yet so far, traditionally, a home ice series. And the Blackhawks know they can win at home. They've done it twice. The fans don't know any different. Maybe they're too crazy to think that that it can't happen. But I really think that even at this point, it is the classic home ice series, and I don't see any reason to think that it might not come back here.
Well, I would have to agree with you, but certainly the Edmonton Oilers, if they go out there and play as tough as they possibly can, and the key tonight was they didn't let Chicago set the pace. They didn't let Chicago take over physically. And if they do that, they can win. But I'll tell you, if Vanderman gets hot, we could see a 7th game back here.
Well, maybe you just mentioned the reason why it might not come back, and that is the fact that the Blackhawks' defense is really struggling in terms of its injuries with Wilson, Brown, Murray was limping as well, so we'll have to see what kind of a toll this game took on the Blackhawks' blue line core. Hockey Night in Canada on CBC returns in just a moment. Chicago Blackhawks, they have a 1-game lead going to Chicago Stadium for game number 6 on Thursday. Congratulations to Paul Coffey for setting a record, 6 points in 1 game, which is more than any other defenseman has ever had, and in one playoff year, Paul's 9 goals and 25 points tie records. Did we make too much of the fact that in the warm-up you limped off and we started to wonder whether you would be back?
I don't know. I wasn't kind of sure myself. I skated in front of a shot by Pat Hughes, and it hit me on the other foot, the one that wasn't bothering me to start with. It put me down, but it just was a matter of just the pain wearing off, and it was all right for the game.
All right, tell me what the difference between walking and skating, because you have a lot more trouble walking than skating. I know. Does it bother you at all out there?
Well, not skating, it doesn't, unless I have to turn sharp or stop and take off. When you walk, I can always walk on the side of my foot, sort of bow-legged, sort of, but when you, when you skate, it doesn't bother, but when you walk, if you walk flat, it does.
Should you have been out there in the third period? I mean, would you like to have said, with a 3 or 4 or 5 goal lead, let's call it a night?
Yeah, I think the last 8 or 9 minutes, I think I might have had one shift, and I think Wayne and Mark Messier were the same thing. The game was in hand, fortunately for our favor, and when it's like that, we got a lot of hockey left with this to play the Blackhawks. We have to be rested.
What do these records mean to you?
Oh, they're nice, especially when you win a hockey game. Anytime, I had 5 points against Winnipeg, and I thought that was a lot of points. But to get 6 tonight, I thought they were a quiet 6 points. I don't think I was playing that offensively. Wasn't skating as much with the puck, but they're nice to have. The bottom line is to win the Stanley Cup, and that's all that counts.
Thank you, and congratulations once again to the game's first star, record-breaking Paul Coffey. Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC return in just a moment. Went to Chicago for the first time. It was supposed to be almost over, so it is perhaps a mistake to think that it is that now. 6th game Thursday night. Join us from Chicago Stadium. Good night from Edmonton.